the hell? Apparently I'm getting excellent signal, but... Apparently I'm getting excellent signal, but something's wrong. Oh, I know why. Hold on. Lower that down to 30. No, I had the stream on Discord at 30. That explains it. And because of it, it lagged like a bitch. Yeah, that should be fixing it now. But yeah, like, I prefer in a horror game, because of the fact my brain... Because here's the thing, I'm not as affected by atmosphere like other horror games. Like, for example, Silent Hill 2 is a... It's not as scary for me because of the fact that you're mostly having one-on-one fights. Like, for example, like, the remake, what they did is that in order to make the game more challenging, because you gotta admit, Silent Hill 2's combat is... You don't play Silent Hill 2 for the combat, you play it for the atmosphere. And unfortunately, when you get used to such atmosphere, you kinda just get numb to the scares. It's why one of the main enemies of survival horror in general is the replayability aspect. Because is your game that terrifying that even on repeat playthroughs, the game is scary? No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not
Which I don't
muted.
think there's any.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry. Go ahead.
hello. Forgot what my train of thought was. I forgot. I think I was going to mention something about how, yeah, that kind of horror does where it's welcome out pretty quick. But, yeah, you don't play Silent Hill for the combat. I played it because it's the only game I had for a little bit, and it's the only horror game I had for a little bit.
Yeah, because here's
And
the
I couldn't be happier that that was the game that I was stuck with.
yeah, because here's the thing with Fatal Frame that doesn't really scare me. It's because of the fact that I remember the reason I was like praising the game on last stream because of the fact the game was like willing to like throw a bunch of enemies at me, and it's like, oh, the game is actively trying to fuck me over. Okay, I see the way you're trying to do here, game. I see what you're doing here. Also, I need to do something real quick. For some reason, I had HDR on, and HDR makes the game look way darker than it needs to be, and this game's already dark. And I don't mean the story. The story is just...
I love the high. Was it?
No, it's because the HDR
I
makes the
forget.
game looks way too dark, despite it.
Yeah. I know. There's also another thing of why I probably think Fatal Frame is the scariest. It's because I played Silent Hill 1 as my first conscious memory as being a toddler. My
Oh,
first conscious memories are my dad playing Metal Gear Solid 1 and fighting Psycho Mantis, and my mom having me help with the piano puzzle in Silent Hill 1 with a notepad and a pencil, or a pen. And I played Silent Hill 2 when I was like 6 or 7, and then I played Silent Hill 3 when I was like 8.
yeah. I grew up with
And
Resident
then
Evil. I think
subsequently played.
that's probably also defines our taste in horror. Like we grew up with games that like are different. Like I grew up with RE, and your first like thoughts of playing Silent Hill, which are more atmospheric and like rely on the mood. Where it's like me, I'm just like, oh god, oh fuck, I'm getting overwhelmed by psychos. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Yeah, that's what I grew up with.
Yeah. Yeah. I did grow up with Resident Evil, but my growing up with Resident Evil was, Jill, don't open that door.
You're all for classic survival horror that
And
relied on its atmosphere and its
uh,
mood. I grew up with RE4 style survival
yeah,
horror.
I played a director's cut as my first Resident Evil game, so I got clown basement farts, and the amazing dialogue of RE1,
Yeah, it's kind of
which made it
why.
not scary,
Yeah, it's also why I kind of
especially since I was
bought.
playing Silent Hill at the same time.
It's also why I kind of bought Callisto Protocol. You know, that game made by the so-called creator of Dead Space, even though it was multiple people. And that game, not gonna lie, actually creeped me out, but not because like the atmosphere was that good. It's not. It was overhyped as fuck, but it's because the enemies were so aggressive. Because which unfortunately they patched that out because to quote K-Bash, the moment you make things fair, horror dies where gameplay thrives. And it goes into that whole quote I have where the moment you start thriving in a horror game is where the horror dies.
Yeah,
Where if you try to make
and
things fair, then it's just like, yeah. It's why I believe some horror games need to be hard because, well, not only because here's the thing, having a really good atmosphere and the enemies are a genuine threat to you scare the shit out of me because that makes you paranoid, and I love that type of horror. Unfortunately, most games are either or pure atmosphere or pure RE style gameplay, and it's ooh. Oh yeah, Ren, this dipshit, and kid in the back. I don't even know if he's a guy or a girl.
the two people where they read a. Uh, I can't tell either.
I don't even think the game confirms it either.
Oh, a picture.
The fact I played this on the Wii U and I have vivid memories of it.
My condolences to you.
Yeah, it was back when which yes, hallucinations. Yes, the generic horror trope number one, hallucinations. For a
I,
generic, for a
I'm just
generic
now
class.
realizing something.
What'd you realize?
She's beautiful, but
Oh,
looks so
Disco Elysium goes off the catalog today on PS4. I probably should have
She's
told
the
you
type of
to
woman that you get
stream
nervous
that
around.
before it went off, so you could play Peak. 12 hours of Peak.
Yeah, maybe, but
Oh well. It might come to the catalog again someday. Anyways,
Also the
Fatal Frame.
as usual, the
The
acting's
bad
dog
one.
shit.
No, let's go there ourselves. It'll be quicker that way.
Yeah, one had some pretty bad acting too. I two had some decent one, but they didn't talk all that much
So,
in
should we
two.
take the
Oh, hey,
controls
Soul
today?
Hackers actually came to the catalog.
You haven't used it yet.
Which one,
This
Soul
could be
Hackers
your
2?
chance.
Yeah,
People say there's something
I wasn't gonna ever buy it,
that
but
place.
now that it's free, I might actually touch Soul Hackers too,
It's
so I can see what all this mid talk is about.
I think before we oh, the kid's name is Rui. Oh, but yeah, like yeah, but like Soul Hackers 2, the way I kept describing it is I described Soul Hackers 2 as a really good PS Vita game. Like if it was sold on the Vita, the game would have been really fun. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
A really good Vita game or a really good game that was put on the Vita? Because there's a difference. Because if you say really good game that was put on the Vita, you could say that's Persona 4 Gold,
Oh,
which
good
is a really
game on
good game that was ported to the Vita.
No, it's a good
But
game
if it
on
was
the
made for the
Vita.
Vita,
It was good game
okay.
for the Vita. Not good game that was put on the Vita. Like it feels like they were developing a Vita game and then it's like, fuck, the Vita's dead. Where do I put it? Fuck it, let's put it on the PlayStation. We'll charge $60 for it.
We'll put it on the Vita, or put it on the Vita a decade after it died. Man, the Vita was how I got introduced to Persona, though, so I can't knock it too much.
I also, not gonna lie, I do like this game's like location though. I love the whole this place takes place on like Japan's End Yourself Mountain, which I
Oh yeah,
love
I
that.
think
Not gonna lie,
the actual mountain, or totally not this mountain.
it's based off of it, but it's very
Because the first
clearly
game has Oh,
It's
go
very
ahead.
clearly based off the mountain. They just changed the name straight up,
Okay. Because that's how most of the games are. The tagline of the Fatal Frame 1 is based on a true story.
even though it's not.
Very, very exaggerated true story.
Wasn't it
But they've
just
always done like,
wait, weren't the devs literally just, oh, I had a very weird encounter once at this place, and now I'm gonna base it off that game, that game off that experience.
I think so. They're also based on folklore as well. Like, oh, I went with my friend to this supposedly haunted place, and it was spooky. Time to write a thing about it where women take pictures of ghosts and they die. The
Also,
ghosts that are is.
also the reason I called this game
Well,
Bustin' Makes Me Feel Good on the thumbnail is because I shit you not, this game is literally just Ghostbusters. It's literally just that.
yeah,
It's literally just
yeah.
Ghostbusters. And I find that hilarious. The Maiden Slayer. Mount Akami has long been steeped in legends revolving around suicide and ghosts. Revered as a sacred place since time immemorial, it was once the worshipping grounds and home of many shrine maidens. Oh yeah, this series also suffers from same plot syndrome where they just repeat the plot over and over with different results. I think the only original plot was what, Fatal Frame 3?
Fatal Frame 1 is ghosts in this derelict mansion because one of them died to a sacrifice. And I think the second one is, hey, we need to sacrifice some more kids again, but this time has to be twins. And then I don't remember what 3 is. And there's another one where it's, hey, we need to sacrifice kids again, but this time it's on a well. I think that might be this one actually. Or that's either that one, this one, or the 3DS one, where it's like we gotta throw them down a well, stop the ancient gods from killing us.
Which, by the way, it's Japan only, but they remade 2, and it has all the problems the modern Fatal Frame games have. Like, for example, because 2 was made with a fixed camera perspective, and they just sort of dumped the levels from 2 into like an over-the-shoulder perspective. A lot of the clever shots just are not that good. And
That's unfortunate.
it also has the thing we both hate, where it does that stupid thing where you have to slowly reach out for items, and it's so
Yeah, I can't wait to pick up my 5th thing of Type 17 film while I slowly reach down and grab it, and maybe a ghost will grab me this time. But it's happened this last 7 times, and I've walked 3 rooms, and now I'm agonizingly bored because I have to reach down to slowly pick up an item, and oh no, I got grabbed this time.
They also aged up the main characters so they can make it not nearly as fucked up. Because wasn't 2's like these characters look like what, middle school, and they were forced to fight off ghosts at such a young age?
Yeah, well, I think, yeah, I would say they're like 16, 15 or so, but the flashbacks, they're like 9, 10 maybe.
Yeah, they made them look more like their age in the remake, which, it doesn't fit as right. It's not nearly as fucked up. But yeah,
I mean, it's always been young kids going into places they shouldn't be with the camera. 1 is also, she's like 16, going after her like 20-year-old brother.
And then 3 is like actual adults. They also fucked up the plot lines for some characters in this game. For example, Fatal Frame 1, girl from Fatal Frame 1 is back here, and her whole thing is, oh, I gave birth to my dead brother's baby, even though he's dead. I got him pregnant as he got me pregnant when he was died as a ghost.
Ghost baby. I must have blocked that from my mind
Oh, dude, this game.
because I do not remember that plot point.
And then there's the whole multiple endings for this game where it's literally just choose the girl you want to marry, and I'm like, oh, it's one of those.
Oh,
What's even worse is that
are you-
Ren is so
you okay?
What's even worse is that Ren's such a boring character. Once there was a man who fell in love with a maiden and came to the mountain in order to court her. However, she remained loyal to her duties and refused his advances. Enraged, the man killed her and threw her into the river. Oh yeah, the Maiden of Blackwater, aka the river thing, which if you want to get the good ending, it requires some weird bullshit that I hate, where it's like you gotta kill the boss in a certain way, and I hate that. Several days later, he returned
I
with a
like
torch.
it, but it depends on how far back you have to do it. Rule of Rose did it pretty well because if you don't do it the right way, you just reload like 2 minutes before the boss fight and do it the right way.
Several days later, he returned with a torch and blade and proceeded to brutally butcher all the shrine maidens on the mountain, tossing them into the river as he went. I think I fought that boss. The waters of the mountain flowed red with blood, carried the slaughtered corpses of the maidens all the way down to the pool of purification. It is said that the eyes of each of the shrine maidens had been gouged out. Just before killing the first maiden and tossing her into the river, the man's eyes met with those of his victim. Something in her eyes led him to murder the ghost, or so legend goes. With all the maidens dead, he killed himself by cutting his own throat. The ghosts of shrine maidens still drenched up in those bloodied waters have appeared on the mountains ever since. It is said that those who met their eyes were led to their deaths. They followed the women of the water to drown themselves. Oh, that's why they got. That's why they. That explains a lot why everyone's dying here by ending themselves. Though only a legend, the story is believed to be based on an actual incident. It is. It's based off a real life mountain in Japan. Local records show that the bodies of
Oh
several
yeah,
shrine
the
maidens were discovered long
the game
ago,
over mountain.
and that all rituals and rites ceased to be performed from that day on. Mr. Hojo can't clean up after himself. For someone who lived alone for so long, he's incapable of housework. He can't cook, and he's bad at tidying up. Oh yeah, this is the first signs of the whole Mary thing, because you can do it with Rui as well, and I hate that. More like his caretaker than his assistant. He loses things all the time, and whenever he doesn't have a book he needs, he blows up. He usually ends up asking Miss Kurosawa for help. One time when I was trying to sort all of his books, there was one I couldn't find anywhere. It's like it just disappeared. Miss Kurosawa found it with her shadow reading. She went into his room on her own, then came back out a little while later with the missing book. She just smiled and said something about making the invisible visible. It's in the shadow reading business. What is this shadow reading business anyway? It reminds me of that one time I was tidying up and came across something I'd never seen before. It's like Miss Kurosawa said, the invisible became visible. She kept it inside an old box. I didn't even know what it was. I put it aside to sort it out later on, but when I went to take a proper look, it had vanished. Must have gone invisible again. Oh,
We should hurry.
that bullshit thing.
Let's go.
Oh, did I forget to mention the camera sequences where it's literally just FNAF?
What?
Oh yeah, there's certain levels in this game. It's literally just FNAF. Remember how I mentioned Hachisaku-sama off stream?
There's a local superstition warning people not to go up Mount Hikami after dusk.
Maybe if it was just recently.
Like
My power
literally
only
right
came
before
out.
right before the stream started.
Maybe
Tall
my
lady.
power was still out right before the stream,
Tall lady.
so I was
And you literally play FNAF with her. I shit you not. Like you're looking through cameras and everything.
So, do you think
Fine.
you'll be able to use the camera?
I must not play as much of this game as I remember.
I think you should
Maybe
try
I
it.
tapped out really early,
Sure.
but this would have been like a decade ago. Oh, more than a decade ago, actually. Wii U.
Oh yeah, and Ren and Yuri have different versions of the camera obscura. Like one has like a multi-shot thing, and the other is like a more powerful shot, like stuns at ghosts.
That's one of my favorite things about these games is actually the very inventive things you can do with a camera as a gun. I'm always a big fan of the power shot and the slow time shot.
You know,
And the stunning shot. Those are all really good.
I think I know a game you'd like. You ever heard of Dread Out?
Is that a good thing?
Yes, but I don't know anything about it, but I've heard that name before.
It's essentially
Oh wait, is that the Chinese? Oh no, Indonesian.
Fatal Frame.
You're
Yeah.
stuck in a school.
It's Indonesian Fatal
Yeah,
Frame.
it got like little,
The part that's further back inside.
got a little like cell phone camera that you click with.
Oh
I think
yeah.
I played it for like half an hour,
Yeah.
I think, or maybe I think maybe one.
But it
Yeah, the third game's coming
There was a
out.
time.
Yeah.
Maybe they were all buried
The
under
third game's
rubble.
gonna
There was a time
in
where
development, and it looks
Looks
fun.
like the album you asked for was found in the old building.
There was a time in my life where I would
Sure looks
wait every year for the best friends to upload their shitstorm of scariness, and then get the scary games that I thought were cool to play them myself. That is how I played some not very good games. They were still interesting.
Oh, if I know a horror game you
I
definitely
probably watched
like.
them play it, and then I think I played it.
I think I know a horror game you definitely like. You ever heard of Signalis?
I have, and I've been waiting to get it for ever since it came out, and I just haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
But I've really been wanting to get it, and I'm hoping that one day they're just like, hey, it's on PS4 now, and now it's on the catalog.
It is on PS4. It's
But
been on
I'll probably
PS4.
Well, yeah, but it has been on the catalog yet.
Oh, you get your games from the catalog? That
I'll
explains
probably-
it.
Yeah, well, gotta save money where I can, and if I already have the catalog,
Yeah, I prefer to buy my games.
I buy
mostly.
games every now and then.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I like to buy my games physically, so
yeah, that checks out. It must
so
have
if
been
it's not on the catalog, then I'm gonna buy a disc. It must have been the wind. Yeah, I've been waiting to. I also have the memory of like a goldfish, so the instant I'm not thinking about the game anymore, I forget to put it on my wish list. So when it does go on sale, I'll grab it. But once it's out of sight, it's out of mind. I've only heard good things about Signalis. And
Yeah,
I've been
it's really
looking
good.
forward to
There's
getting
also
it at some point.
there's also the meme of the whole game being, oh, it's about you finding your lesbian girlfriend, and because you play as a robot who's looking for a woman, who is, people are literally like simping for them, saying, oh my god, it's your wife. Yeah, you could tell. Yeah, I think I know why this game's not nearly as scary as well. It doesn't have the atmosphere neither. Like, yeah, everything's dark and decrepit, but it's not the good kind of dark and decrepit either. It's just decrepit.
Also, fixed camera angles do a hell of a lot of heavy lifting to atmosphere. That's why I love fixed camera angles.
yeah,
And don't really care for third-person camera angles unless it's done brilliantly, like RE2 Remake. Brilliant.
yeah, like I said, I'm not exactly a fan of mixed camera angles because of the bullshit involved with it. Like, for example, like, I don't hate it, but I don't exactly like prefer it either. Like, if I have to deal with it, then that's fine. Like, Signalis is not really fixed camera.
This is the way to the place Hisoka mentioned.
Shut up, Rui. But yeah, like Signalis, which is not really fixed camera, is more like a top-down horror game. It's not
I
fixed
was gonna
camera.
say, it's a panning camera. It's fixed, but it pans around as you move, so it's like a isometric almost, top down. Top down would probably be the best way to put it, like you said.
Yeah. Not only that,
Oh, so scary. That herbal medicine.
I took. Oh, that's a ghost. Oh, that's a ghost. That explains so much. I lock. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
lock on.
I can't believe it. They did the hold down to pick up the medicine, and it didn't even grab your arm.
It
So
just-
it was quite literally
It just spawned a
useless.
ghost.
There is no reason. There's no reason for you to bend down to pick up the medicine if they don't put the ghost to grab you. That's half the reason why. Actually, all the reason why you would do it. If they're gonna spawn the ghost in front of you, anyways, just
No, I think the ghosting,
hell.
the hand thing does happen. It's just that, you know. Also, the game also
Yeah,
makes the mistake of you having to get close to the ghost because you
It
get.
has to.
Yeah, it also makes the mistake of you having to get close to the ghost because if you want bonus points, you need to touch them. So you can see their backstory and get more bonus points for upgrades that if you buy,
love
lower
that
your rank.
idea.
This must be the room where Hisoka found that out.
Well, that's the name of the game. It's quite literally Fatal Frame. You have to catch them in a fatal frame.
Yeah,
That's
but
what your highest ranked shot is, because it goes regular, critical, fatal.
ironically enough, that wasn't the thing in the first game, was it?
It always was, but it was a lot more lenient. I think it was just always called critical. In 2, it was called the fatal frame.
You know
But I
what?
think in 1, it was just blue shot and orange shot. And
You,
then sometimes red shot if you catch them while they're attacking.
you know what I
And it was
find?
just based on color.
Oh, you know what I find funny for the original Fatal Frames
Hmm.
is that if they remaster them, I literally there's so little of it to change. Like, because I remember one day I wanted to try to do a Fatal Frame playthrough of the entire series, so I got like the first game, and I was shocked how modern the controls felt for a game from that era. Like,
Yeah.
for example, like there was the whole moving with the right stick so you can like move around while you're panning the camera. There was like free movement, and I'm like, oh my god, it feels like I'm playing RE1
Yeah.
remastered.
Yeah, they put the. It's. I don't think it's probably the first game to do it. That's probably like Carrier or something,
Like, no, because the original
or some
game,
other like Vampire the Masquerade or something. But like they had 3D movement in a 3D movement in a fixed camera angle environment, and it isn't perfect. Like if you have the same issue where I do, where I have to auto adjust where I'm walking in between frames and just holding on the same button. Sometimes you like freak out a little bit in between screen transitions and you walk backwards. DMC1 has the same issue.
well, how do I say this?
But not nearly as bad.
I
Mostly
feel,
because it's not in combat situations, it's puzzles where that
yeah,
happens.
that checks out. Not gonna lie, I feel like if they were to ever remaster these games, I feel like it would be easy for them to do. Like, they can toggle an
Oh, yeah.
option for, because I don't know if you know this, but for RE5, the DLC specifically, if you tap on like the door 50 times, it goes to like the fixed camera as like, for the old games, because you're in a mansion, trying not to die from all these enemies. And I'm like, oh shit,
Talking
that's so
about,
cool. And it would be cool if there was like a toggle.
if you're talking about RE5's DLC, right? A Lost in Nightmares?
Yes, like you tap the door 50 times and it'll open,
Yeah.
and it goes fixed camera. I'll be
It-
right back.
I. Oh. I'm actually in a second. If we're live, I should probably pull up the chat in case people are talking. While I yap about horror games.
Also, I think I know why I'm not exactly scared of games like these also. And it's more like a real life reason and a personal one as well. You want to know why I'm not scared probably? Also, like I probably know why I'm not as scared compared to compared to like Resident Evil. It's because I actually live in a place somewhat like that. It's called my backyard. I shit you not, my backyard looks like a cult circle, dude. It's so fucking creepy, and I'm so used to it by now that seeing that stuff is normal.
I mean, I would say I'm trying to think if I would consider where I live to also be like that, because there's a lot of abandoned warehouse machinery, slaughterhouse kind of places here. So it's sharp, jagged, rusted, chain link fences.
Oh, I forgot this game
But I don't
series
think-
does the fucking... Oh, I hate this. I forgot this series did that, the whole slowly opening the doors. It's... I hate that.
That's another one I can't stand. It's anything that slows down your movement for suspense. I feel horror is at its best when you're booking it through an area, when you should probably be taking it slow naturally, and then you just turn a corner and you bump into like a line figure or some mannequin legs, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
damn.
It's why like I kind of like Silent Hill 2's gameplay, because here's the thing: the OG2, it allows you like to full on book it and sprint, and if you're not careful, you'll just end up bumping into a mannequin. Because the remake removed the sprint and just gave James the basic jog, so they removed the sprint.
Honestly, that's a pretty good idea, because it didn't add anything. You didn't have a sprint meter in Silent Hill 2 originally. You just had James with breath and out of breath James. And it gave you like the tiniest speed boost if you just started sprinting from full breath, but like, it doesn't really matter. Just remove it. So I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because the remake fixed a lot of the bullshit. Like, for example, I think one of the things I told you earlier is that it did the thing I hated with SH2, where it's like the enemies were piss easy to kill. But and so what they did is that they actually made enemies a challenge to kill, where if you can't just like melee and just hope you win, you have to actually like dodge properly. You gotta like worry about spacing, like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, depending on the enemy, you can defeat like the line figure really easy to kill. Like, not even any effort needed.
Yeah.
It can be a little annoying if it falls on the ground and starts skittering around like a cockroach. And the mannequin like super easy. The only like tough enemies are maybe the nurses, because they have knives, they do a lot of damage. But by that time you're so well off, you just shoot them with a gun.
Oh yeah, they made them way harder in the remake, dude. The nurses, but like I said, they added a dodge mechanic because they wanted to actually add skill into the game. And yeah, those nurses hit fucking hard. No, like they hit hard, man. Like if you don't dodge at certain times, you get hit with like a bunch of swings, and then you get like a bunch of damage. And I remember I was talking to you about like Silent Hill 2 remakes tying the ending to gameplay, because what ends up happening is that if you play the game on hard mode, the game is just plain difficult, because the game will, like I said, the enemies are a lot harder now to kill because of the improved combat. And what ends up happening is that because the ending's tied to gameplay, what ends up happening is that, well, enemies hit harder, they react to your attacks, and are just faster. And people say that, oh, it ruins the atmosphere of James as being like a regular dude. But here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
I mean, although, yeah, James is a regular dude. Even in Silent Hill 1, Harry is a regular dude. And he can do backstep hammer combo, switch into gun, bang, 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 sidestep, bang, bang, bang.
Oh,
And he's a writer.
That's pretty much the whole thing with Silent Hill 2's gameplay, is that the game is like, if you want to make the game easier for yourself, you can shoot and like to weaken the enemy a bit so you can melee. So essentially the game heavily encourages you to that, hey, do you want to have an easier time for yourself and use a gun to soften up the enemy before hitting with a melee? Or do you just want to get good and then just melee the entire time? And I love that system, because it basically encourages you to get good at the game, and I'm all for it. Because like I said, horror games for me are only scary when the atmosphere is really good and the enemies are just that much of a threat. And because the enemies are that much of a threat, I actually get fucking nervous, because the nurses take the most hits to kill, like maybe 12, like on hard mode, maybe 12 hits to kill. If you use a gun, it makes it like 4 to 3 hits, like with a headshot as well, because they added also headshots as well. So now you got to worry about where you're aiming at too. That, and because James clearly has never held a gun before, his aim is super wobbly. So you got to worry about the fact that, oh, I don't know, that James can't hold a gun straight for shit, and enemies are always like jittering around.
Yeah. I can't believe James, the person who reads medical textbooks and is a loving husband doesn't know how to shoot a gun. Well, mostly loving husband. I don't know what they changed in RE2 remake, or not. I keep saying RE2 remakes. Silent Hill 2 remake. I'm not sure how faithful it is to the original in terms of James being a loving husband.
Oh, I'd say it's really faithful, because I think one of the many changes it did make, and it can be a bit of a tedious if you're trying to speedrun it, is that cutscenes are way longer now. Like remember how I talked about like you could beat Silent Hill 2 in like an afternoon?
Oh yeah, and that's why I love the older horror games, is I can just sit down and then beat like... I could sit down and not even realize that I made it to, say, the underground prison. And I'll be like, damn, I'm here already.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2 remake is
like 3 hours.
Yeah, and then Silent Hill 2 is like it could be it's a benefit, but at the same time can piss you off because they try to make it a bit more, give more context to how James is trying to feel. Like, for example, the actor for James is, oh, he's so good. I love his actor. Like, because Silent Hill 2's voice acting is so iconic because it's bad, the remake's voice acting is good because it's professionally done, and they got a really good actor to try to portray that sort of apathy James has.
It's weird because it isn't entirely that Silent Hill 2's voice acting is bad. It's that James is a weirdo and he's supposed to talk weird on purpose. But because there's brilliant voice acting in the same exact game, and you would think that even with the same amount of like weirdos, also I started hearing myself from the stream, so I had to change that. But like Silent Hill 2 original was so weird in the fact that it's a mix of weirdos from everyone with one of the best voice actors I have heard being able to portray emotion. And it's like, you would think that with that kind of difference, they change it a little bit. So I don't think it's entirely intentional that James... I think it's partially intentional that James talks like a weirdo. I'm cycling through thought.
Here's
and I'm
the
backtracking
thing.
on myself. And
they still made him a weirdo, but it's not in the way he speaks. It's in the way he acts. Like, for example, usually James is so weird because of the way he, like, speaks and all that stuff. They changed it in the remake to where it's portrayed in his facial expressions. Like, you'll notice him, like, looking to the side, just trying, like, not to stare or, like, look at anyone. And he's, like, he looks super shifty. Like, he doesn't want to talk to anyone. And he's like, and there's a lot of scenes in this game where he's trying to figure out what he should say in order to, like, hey, do I say this, or is this gonna piss them off? Are they gonna, like, get, like, you know? And essentially, it's also one of the first hints on how Mary treated James in the hospital, because he was trying to watch what he says the whole time.
Yeah, and then it's such a sad game, and it does almost the exact opposite in the original, where because it's PS2 models, the most you can get away with James doing is weird facial animations that are overstretched and like him rubbing the back of his neck. But that's why you have the amazing CG cutscenes made by one person in the first game, and then he gets a whole team to himself by the second. But it's the original Silent Hill 2, it's very much portrayed in the... He has to talk weird because you can't do much with facial expressions. Because you get the amazing lines like, I wouldn't kill myself, or, Eddie, how could you eat a pizza at a time like this? And it's... Yeah. Honestly, I don't mind that they changed the voice acting for RE2. Silent Hill 2, the remake for it.
Oh, dude,
as long as they keep the letter the same.
Not only that,
the same inflection on the letter.
Not only that, I think all the actors are good. Like, the range is so much better. Like, the acting goes from good to awesome. Where I think, honestly, the best. Like James is in between with Eddie's actor being in the good side because he portrays that like about to snap mindset of Eddie. But I think the best is Angela
The one that
because Angela just sounds so broken and defeated most of the time.
Yeah, which I did notice two different things about them, because in the original Silent Hill 2, it's like Eddie just sounds like he doesn't care. He's very apathetic, does not care. He doesn't sound like he's going to snap until like the final two encounters with him where he does snap. And then Angela just sounds aloof all the time. She doesn't know where she's at. She sounds like she's high. Mixed with like
Yeah, not
the
only
horrific,
that.
horrific
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I get it. Like she
body
sounds like
language and
she just sounds like, well, considering the Silent Hill 2 as a whole, it's heavily implied she just went to Silent Hill 2 to end everything, or Silent Hill just to end it all. So she was probably just, yeah, it just sounded like she was ready to end everything and just then and there.
yeah.
Which, ooh, that is ooh, it is a rough thing to
And then
manage.
you also get the
Oh, continue.
theming of the final staircase encounter with Angela, where it's very much James is going to get out because he's ascending the staircase, but he passes by Angela. And since James is in her Silent Hill right now, Angela is the more tortured, I guess, in that room, I would say, because her Silent Hill is burning, James's fog, Eddie's is ice cold. And
Yeah.
her going down and descending kind of implies that, oh no, she's fully given up, and it's so sad.
Yeah. Fuck, where was I supposed to go again? I forgot. But yeah, like I know what it like. Yeah, and then there's Angela. Like in the remake, she just sounds so defeated. Like because everything bad has happened to her, she just stopped caring. She's
And
just
she's still ping-pong between
she's,
aloof and then sad and then into, I wouldn't call it manipulative,
she's not really
but in
aloof,
like,
but you can tell something's wrong. Like she sounds so
because
defeated in her acting.
because when you talk to her like the first two times, or no, it's the first time you talk to her, she's like, I gotta find my mama, and she's very out of it, I would say, probably like tired, exhausted. And then the second
Yeah.
time you meet her, it's in front of the mirror where Promise plays, and it's one of the best songs in the game. And it's you take her knife, she freaks out a little, she apologizes. The next time you see her, she's more out of it again, and then she snaps fully into defeatist death mode.
Found it. But yeah, like Angela in the remake, oh my god, like I actually wanted to cry because there was this like it had like the scene where where it showed off her thing, and oh my god, she sounded like the moment she broke down, like I actually like felt like ooh.
Yeah. Still one of my favorite characters in that game. I love her entire arc. It is so sad. It makes me feel emotions in a very complex way of I don't know. It's so hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, like I think the acting in the original game, like I said, it actually made me want to cry because there was the scene where she broke down, and you can like because the actress was super good. Um, what ended up happening is that they were able to portray her like breakdown, and I was like, oh my god, like, cause you ever like see those really fucked up things in the news where it's like abusive dad like gets arrested for beating their child and they found out about it. It like reminds me of
Yeah.
that, and then it's like makes me think, what sort of psychotic bastard would do this to their own family?
Ones that I would agree should also end like the Abstract Daddy does in the original, which is like 12 shotgun rounds and a TV.
Oh, dude. Speaking of Abstract Daddy, they kept the symbolism, aka the...
Is it the flesh room with the pumping pipes and the two entwined bodies on a bed frame?
Not exactly, but they kept the whole, like, gears. And as you went deeper, it just went, like, the gross... Like, I felt gross walking through that hallway, because I'm like, God, it sounds so familiar. What does that sound like? I don't like it. But then when the pieces start to click together, you realize that's a bed.
Yeah.
And then you...
It's in the... Yeah.
And knowing Silent Hill, they're not doing it, and it's not a good thing to be doing, knowing Silent Hill. And what ends up happening is that when you realize that this was Angela's version of it, because, you know, it was the Angela section, it was like, oh, fuck her dad. And her brother.
Smash their heads in with a TV again.
Yeah, also, they made the fucker tanky, because when I had it on hard mode, he took he took like half my shotgun rounds, he took most of my sniper ammo, half my shotgun rounds, and a bit of my pistol ammo, and I'm like, God damn it.
I wonder if they still have the elevator sequence, because
they have
Silent
it still.
Hill 2.
They have it still.
Because they still have the quiz. Is the reward still the same? Because the reward in Silent Hill 2 Original sets you up for the entire rest of the game. It's like 60 shotgun rounds and like 60 pistol bullets.
Oh yeah, they have it.
It is insane.
Yeah, it's in the thing, but I don't think it's nearly as OP. Where like, yeah, it'll give you a shit ton of ammo. It's just not going to give you nearly as much because it would break the game's balancing. It gives you a decent amount, but not like enough to like make you last.
Yeah, because that, like, if you play the game where you just use the pipe up until the nurses start appearing, which is the second level, I'm pretty sure, because it goes apartments, hospital, underground prison, I think, next, unless I'm blanking on one, and then it goes, minus all the, Silent Hill in between, running around, grabbing light bulbs from tin cans. And then I think it goes, the final hotel. But, you get so much ammo in the original. But, I mean, the enemies in the original are tanky, too. It takes, like, 10 or 12 pistol bullets to knock down a nurse.
Yeah, because of the enhanced melee in the remake, let me just say this. That enhanced combat...
Really? Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
It is, dude, it makes the fights just a lot more tense. Because you can get surrounded. Fuck, I missed it. Ah, I missed it. I wanted to see a girl fall to her death. That's fucked up to say.
Well, we're talking about much, much worse.
Yeah.
In terms of not this game.
Yeah, because this game is worse in a bad way. It's worse because this game sucks.
It's laughable that I don't think I have intentionally mentioned this game in the slightest. I'm just yapping about
a good game,
Resident Evil and Silent Hill.
Good games,
and how Silent Hill has some of the weirdest voice acting, yet has some of the most heartfelt voice acting that has made me cry before. There are 3 games that have made me cry, and it is the ending of Metal Gear Solid 3 with the boss. It's the end of Silent Hill 2 with the letter. And the ending of Gurren Lagann.
Speaking of MGS3, you're gonna get if you ever get a PS5, get the remake that's coming out in August.
Probably. I just replayed Metal Gear Solid 3 again for like the billionth time. Oh, my cats are... playing a little too rough with each other, and I also dropped the phone.
You know, I feel like if they were ever gonna remake Fatal Frame 5 or make a sequel, you want to know what they could do for the future games if they ever decide to work on it? Sunset beckons. It's calling me into the water. This is the right thing to do. Oh, God.
Okay. Well, I am back. My cats decided to play a little too rough, and then I turned into them just actual fighting because one was playing too rough.
You know what I think they can do for a Fatal Frame 6? Is because this game introduced the concept of yokai like Hachishaku-sama, I feel like what they could do is that
Holy.
for Fatal Frame 6, you can still have the human ghosts, but like let's say the whole theming is that, like, you know, less about yokai and more just about like less about the spirits themselves, because I think we've already seen enough ghost rituals because it's all the same at this point. You know, ritual goes wrong and all that. Where they can
It was
introduce
good for 3 games of Peak, and then, well, 2 games of Peak, and the third one I didn't play, and then I kind of wore its welcome.
The 4th game is a prequel, by the way. It's meant to be a prequel to the entire series, and then 5 is the most modern. So I think this game takes place like in 06. Because I think the original Fatal Frame 4 takes place like in 1980. Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3 are like in the 90s, and then 5 is in 06 or 04.
I mean, it has to have enough time for the
This must be where the innkeeper.
one protagonist to grow up and have a ghost baby.
100%. And that child was whoever it was. But yeah, like, it would be so cool if Fatal Frame dealt with the idea of yokai, where it's like, let's say like some person tried to summon back their dead loved one, but then it was something else that came through, and it wasn't human to begin with.
That would be good, but you'd be, well, I guess.
Like, and I'm not
If you
saying
do the yokai,
I'm not
roll.
saying like go all out yokai where it's like every enemy has to be a yokai. I mean, like, for example, bosses are yokais, for example.
Yeah, instead of the boss being like, oh, this lady doesn't have eyes, or this lady crawls on the ground upside down, it's, this one has a giant horn, and is going to try and cleave you in twain.
I think it's a game over if Rui jumps off. I need to catch him. Rui? Rui, what the hell are you doing, Rui?
Rui! What's wrong? Is something there?
The only good acting in this game. Oh, shit.
Oh. Ghost battle.
Oh, I gotta fight the ghost. I forgot. I think this part actually kind of stressed me out, because I actually gotta worry about Rui falling. Like, because I thought I was on a timer, for example, and it generally scared the shit out of me. But yeah, I feel like they can deal with yokai. It feels like they can. Like, I personally believe they can deal with yokai. Like, for example, they could deal with, like, the slit mouth lady. They can deal with, you know.
Could even add more non-human folklore. Because there's like, everyone's a human basically. But what if you added more things like the tall woman?
Yeah, which is in this game, and it's
Or-
fucking sick.
Yeah. Even the worst things can have cool ideas.
Yeah, like I said, I personally believe that could be the case. Like, they can easily do that, and I want them to, because I think Fatal Frame is in need of, like, or something original, because we've dealt with the same stories for so long that at this point we just need like new ghosts entirely. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
Yeah, you're kind of with 3, 4, 5, 6 games of ghosts. You'd kind of there's only so many ways people can die. Besides being like, oh, it's another lady that had her eyes sewn shut, or it's another lady thrown in a river,
Yeah.
another person burned at the stake, thrown in a well.
What were you doing?
It would be cool where someone was like trying to revive someone and essentially, you know, something goes wrong, obviously, but instead of like for example,
Yeah.
it was a ritual that like let's say like in the ritual, they didn't mean for anyone to die. What they didn't mean to like summon anything. They just wanted maybe they just wanted to say one last goodbye to like their family member, but they fucked up the ritual and then something else came out instead. Multiple things came out instead. And because of that, now we're dealing with yokai who wants you dead. And essentially and it could be like a plot twist where in reality it could do the corpse party thing where the whole reason corpse party is a thing is that if you don't know the plot twist, the whole point of corpse party happening is literally because the ritual was intentionally made to be fucked up. Like, it was intentionally made wrong for the ritual to happen. And it could be so that, you know, not like some weird dude was like, they wanted revenge on this village, and in exchange, in their own hubris for not appreciating life while they still could, they are now forced to deal with the consequences of demons, aka because you didn't appreciate me in life, get ready to get fucked over by the entirety of hell.
I can't believe the actions of my consequences have consequences.
Exactly. Oh shit. What the hell did she do? Oh, my health's almost gone.
Are there insta-kill enemies in this one? I know 1 didn't really have them, but 2 had time-stop ghosts that would try to chase you down in the frozen time.
What the hell was that? Oh, I got revived. I had I had a revive. I forgot. But yeah, like I said, it would be cool if we had to deal with yokai, and it would be cool if there would be like a Mr. X type enemy, like maybe like a giant oni who was like constantly stalking you. And because it's such a built different like demon yokai, you couldn't use your camera to take it down because it was just that tanky. It could be like a nemesis situation.
Hopefully original Nemesis and not Remake's Nemesis, because Remake's Nemesis dies to a single grenade.
I'm hoping it will be like Mr. X, because Mr. X's whole thing is literally just, you know... And...
Yeah, Mr. X is a good way to do it. Original Nemesis and Mr. X from the remake are brilliant ways to do it, because they're so tanky, they're so strong.
You can't even take down Mr. X in the 2 remake. You have to like just run away. Original Nemesis, you have to like you can actually have a chance.
Barely, because he has 2 phases. One where you have a chance, and then the second one he's on insta-kill mode. But you can take him down, because if you take him down all times you see him,
you get
in
like
each
really
section of the game, you get infinite ammo. Yeah, because you get 2 parts of a pistol, 3 first aid sprays, 2 parts of a shotgun, 2 first aid sprays, or 3 first aid sprays. I think it's infinite ammo, or it might be the assault rifle.
Yeah, and
I think it might be the assault rifle first, and then subsequent playthroughs. Because you have to get the true ending, you have to beat that game 8 times in a row.
Yeah, because like I said, I feel like Fatal Frame 6, because of Fatal Frame 5 introducing yokais, they can easily do it where, like, for example, let's say as secret bosses, one of the 3 great yokais are secret bosses like Shutendoji, the Tamamo no Mei, and the most evilest yokai. Oh, hold on. 3 great yokai of Japan. Yeah, and there's Otakemaru, who in Neo 2 is the final boss, which, considering the fact that if you think about it, Fatal Frame, Ninja Gaiden, Neo, and DOA are in the same universe, yokai is a thing. After all, in Fatal Frame 5 as DLC, they added Ayane as a DLC character with her own story. You know,
Ayane?
yeah, Ayane from Dead or Alive, the purple-haired girl. And the thing is, though,
for my
to
my
justify,
brain goes to, isn't she also in Ninja Gaiden as well?
yeah, but she started in DOA, was using Ninja Gaiden, and then poured to Fatal Frame as like a bonus thing. And
I think it's funnier to think that she finished doing Ninja Gaiden and then was like, oh yeah, it's now time to take pictures of ghosts.
well, I mean, Ninja Gaiden was before DOA. At least the first 2 are. At least the first game was. And then DOA happens after Ninja Gaiden Black, and then 2 happens. Then DOA 4 and 5 happen. And then Ninja Gaiden 3 happens after 5. And Ninja Gaiden 4 is probably after DOA 6. Because DOA 6 is a game. A fighting game that was made and has over $1,000 of microtransactions.
It most certainly is a game that was made.
And has over $1,000 worth of microtransactions.
They need to make their money. How else are they gonna fund more titty fighting games?
But yeah,
how else? They need that $1,000 of microtransactions.
You know, I find funny. I feel like once Ninja Gaiden 4 comes out, they're probably not gonna reference DOA because I've noticed that they've been trying to like stay away from DOA, not because they don't want to do it, but because they have been focusing so much on Souls-likes and action RPGs, they probably just forgot how to make a fighting game. Like, I fully believe that's the case.
I assume it probably is because also DOA has a certain stigma about it that doesn't quite correlate with all of their other properties despite being connected.
I remember for the meme, DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball, which Venus Vacation Prism has came out a few months ago in March, and the audacity to promote it on the DOA like a news thing on the PlayStation and not have it on the PSN store is funny as hell to me, because I remember I booted up DOA 5 one time just to like do the campaign because I was bored, and I saw on the news thing, the news tab, it said, "Oh, new Venus Vacation game in development and will be ported to America," and I'm like, "Oh, sick! I'll go like wishlist it so I could play it for the meme." Then I discovered it's Play Asia only.
I can't believe it. Why would they bogart such?
I mean, I
such
get it.
peak.
I mean, I get
from the rest of everyone else.
I mean, I get it. I understand, but because why would you bother doing that again? Like, why bother putting on the news posting on the damn PSN store? I guess it was like to get whatever few sales they can from America, but come on. Although I do appreciate more like things to Play Asia being promoted, because Play Asia is a really good place if you want to get like Japanese style games or Japanese games in general. Because some games on Play Asia can be played in English. Like, for example, there's a Kamen Rider game that came out a couple years back, and it looks so cool. And it's like it's
there was no body, right?
It's Muso, but not quite.
And you said, what was it? Lots of women.
I mean, I don't even care what it is. You had me at Kamen Rider.
Yeah, and it's a budget game. It's very obviously a budget game, but it looks so fun.
Budget games are still fun as hell.
Unfortunately, you can even buy it on Amazon if you want to. Unfortunately, on Amazon, it's $60. Oh, we're playing as Yuri now, aka Jiggle Physics McGee.
Quick, put on her swimsuit costume.
Can I do? I don't think I could do a mid gameplay.
Damn. I fucking hate that about this game. Let's sex appeal the hell out of our characters to remove the horror because
Here's the thing. I wouldn't hate it if it was like a goofy unlockable, because one thing about old school survival horror that I did like is the fact that after you beat the game, you got like a goofy unlockable.
yeah, no, I don't hate that goofy unlockable thing. Like, I love Haunting Ground. You can get a cowboy outfit where it's like a booty shorts and a vest, but it comes with a revolver. But it's a reward for beating the game. Actually, just play it and do some stuff. Don't just spend like, oh yes, time to spend $1.50 for a swimsuit.
Luckily though, because it's the remastered version, they include that for free. At least I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I'm gonna block this real quick to check. Hold on a second. Check this. Oh, yep, they had a Ryza DLC along with a 20th anniversary costume throwback pack. That's $16 for some reason.
Wait, how much?
$16 for a costume pack, and it has like 6 costumes from the first 3 games. And also a Ryza outfit, and it's just as goofy as it sounds. But yeah, like I'm a oh my god, this game's so fucking dog shit. Oh.
What do you mean? It's obviously the best Fatal Frame. Otherwise, why would they have ported this one first of all?
No, they ported both 4 and 5 at the same time. I think it's at the same time.
I thought it was a 6 months difference. I thought it was 6 months difference. It could have been like a year.
I think they
released
them a few weeks
because
before.
5 came.
They released a few weeks after each other, I think, because they were still trying to polish a bit of 4. I could show it off after the stream.
I thought it was. I thought it was a little bit after because I remember seeing 5 and then being like, now get hyped for 4. And then I was like, sweet. And then when 4 comes out, then get hyped for 3, and then 2, and then 1. But that never happened.
Yeah, but then again, 1, 2, and 3 are probably going to take a bit more time in the oven because those are games from the PS2 era. Whereas, like, at least 4 was on the Wii and was somewhat recent. And then there's 5, which is just straight up.
Yeah, I guess.
Which 5, they literally could just 4K 60 frame rate, and that's it. Like, you don't see it, but they have
Fatal
it on
Frame
4K.
1 and 2 on. Drop 1 and 2 on the PS4 PS4/PS5 emulator of My Soul Is Yours.
No, they're on Steam as well. But yeah. Subject deceased. Akari Narumi. Nothing I could do. What do you mean nothing I could do? Oh yeah, I remember now. The first time we streamed this game, we had to. Oh, I remember this. We saw our friend cut her throat. I'll just go to my. I think if I edit this stream, I'll just go to like the stream itself and then edit in a flashback of her just doing that.
Previously on
Fatal Frame. And then it's just
Fatal Frame.
And then just neck slit. And
Death
old man.
immediately.
And then old man just starts running at me. Which he was the first boss and was the one that murdered everyone, so yeah. Here's the thing. I feel like Fatal Frame stories like Fatal Frame 5's lore is interesting, but the actual story sucks. Like the lore is interesting, but the story just sucks. Because they don't do jack and shit with the lore in the game. Because I think one of them.
There's other issues too.
Oh, there's a bunch of other issues. Don't get me wrong. Like, I honestly believe if they just copy RE2 Remix formula, they can easily make this one of the more top tier Fatal Frames. Like, I feel like they could.
For this one?
No, for like a future game.
Okay, because I was gonna say you'd need if you just take the RE2 formula and apply it to this game, I think you would need to ground up rewrite the story. But if they do like an RE2 remake version of the next game in that style, it would probably do pretty good,
Yeah,
and be pretty good.
yeah. I think also another benefit would be like, make the ghost face through walls. Like for example, like how RE2 and 4 remake what they did is that like you can run
Do
through
they?
doors with no loading screens. Like imagine how terrifying that is. You're trying to run from a ghost and you think you're safe only to see them suddenly like face through the wall that you're in the room you're in.
Yeah. So is that not in this game? Because that's one of the biggest things with 1 and 2 is that 1 and 2 there are no loading screens on your doors. You just toss them open, and then the ghosts follow you through those doors or through the walls. And because the houses are square, you have to be really careful about how you're running because you could run halfway around the house, but because you're just a floor up, they just come through the floor anyways. You didn't actually gain any distance on them. They just follow you up a floor, and they're right on top of you anyways.
Yeah, like imagine like you're going like imagine trying to run from a ghost and you go downstairs only for the ghost to suddenly drop in from the ceiling. Like that would be
Yeah,
terrifying.
they do that in 1 and 2 though, which is weird that they don't do it in this one.
No, in 3, 4, and 5. At least I don't know about 3. 4 and 5 though they don't do
They,
that because 4 is more
they
like over the shoulder classic RE than, fixed camera.
Yeah, because they show that off at I want to say the beginning of 1. Uh, when you make it to the second house or like the main house, chapter like 1 or 2, the next ghost you fight, she swaggers around a lot and she's very unpredictable. And it's a 2-story floor area with a staircase that runs through the middle. And because since she's also the final boss, each time you kill her, she runs away. She doesn't die or anything. She turns into a little swirl, and then she zooms off to come back another time, like Mr. X or Nemesis. And she could come from anywhere because since it's a looping place with locked doors and everything, it's very hard to get away from her because you go upstairs, she'll come through the floor. If you decide to go around the square and then in through that, she'll just cut through the middle of the building. And it's so cool.
Miku Hinasaki. Oh, Miku
You
from
know what?
FF2. Not Final Fantasy, Fatal Frame 2.
You say FFN, I'm like every single time I'm Final Fantasy? Wait. Final
Yeah,
Fantasy? No.
yeah.
Final Fantasy? No.
You know what would be fucked up? Imagine they decided to remake the series and they just stick with the Japanese name Project Zero. Like,
Like they did with 7, where they just called it RE7 Biohazard.
yeah, like for example, they could call for example if they ever remake Fatal Frame 1, they could call it Fatal Frame Project Zero. You know, that's because that's what some games do from Japan. Like they get ported over here. Yakuza did that. Resident Evil did that. It's my favorite trend. It's like when they want to like port a game over, they put like they want reboot a Japanese game in America. They're just gonna do the American name and the Japanese name combined, and I'm all for it because it's so fucking funny to me.
Yeah. Also, I'm now realizing why the ghosts probably don't go through walls and floors in the later games. Fatal Frame 1, every enemy is the boss, minus a few ghosts here or there. You go to chapter 2, and there are 3 ghosts in that entire chapter. 2 of them are basic enemies, and then you have the final boss that she chases you the entire chapter. You go to the next one, there might be like 2 or 3 random ghosts that might attack you, but it's mostly the main boss that you keep fighting over and over again until your final encounter. So that does allow you to go through walls and floors and ceilings if there's one enemy. They probably removed it because by 2 you're fighting like 5 or 6 ghosts at a time.
Oh yeah, she hates. I forgot that's the thing with Yuri. She hates looking at mirrors. I think there's also another problem with
Me
this
too.
game is that the characters are just not interesting, like at all. Like none of the characters are interesting at all, and they have that weird thing with Ren by the end, and it's just like why? And I think it's just one of the many problems of this game. Then the change of art style, because Fatal Frame 1, 2, and 3 were very realistic in its art style, and then 4 went a bit more anime, with like for example the main character wears a frilly dress, and then there's this game where it's just jiggles everywhere. And
Yeah, 2
out
kind of had a little bit of the anime-ish, but no, 1's very grounded. And then 2 is like a very good melding of it,
art style.
realism with anime, but it's not like anime. It's like, oh, I'm wearing stockings or something, and I have like a little butterfly hair clip or something,
Yeah.
because it's the Crimson Butterfly. It's very realistic.
And 3
Or
is
real, no, I wouldn't say realistic, but it's based in realism.
And 3 is also really grounded because it deals with the idea of grieving from like grieving for a spouse that's passed away. Then 4 happens where it's like it's weird. 4 is a weird game, but not because it's like the usual Suda 51 charm, but because like because you know how Grasshopper games are. They're always very stylized, very goofy, very
They're,
like
they're
uh,
stylized, freaky, weird, charming, filled with love.
And then Fatal Frame 4, which was made by them, is just plain weird because it feels like they were holding back. Like the story is good, don't get me wrong, but it feels like they were holding back like their wackiness. Because I think it was one of the first times they tried making a game that was grounded in realism. Like everything just feels weird in that game. Like the movement feels weird, the story is weird, gameplay, like the characters are a bit weird, but it's not in the oh we're wacky even though we have like good storytelling. It's weird as in these people are very like strange people.
Very, just like everyone's a weirdo, I guess.
Kinda. It's not weirdo in like the funny way. It's weird in the oh shit, it's Miyu from Fatal Frame 2. Look at that reference. We referenced the best game in the series and ruined her plotline.
How did they ruin her plotline?
I don't remember exactly, but it was something I forgot what it was. Like they had me like they brought back a few Fatal Frame characters in here. Like for example, main girl from the first game, and I already told you what she did in this game.
Ghost baby.
Ghost baby, the
Incest ghost baby.
yeah, it's even worse, and it's and then it's just there's a lot of problems. Oh, continue. Sorry.
It's okay. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm drinking water. I was gonna say I don't remember 1 and 2's endings all that well, all things considered, because I haven't actually beaten 1 and 2 since I was like 8, which is almost 20 years ago now.
17 years ago, probably, but yeah, I can understand that.
17, 18. I played it because I really got into horror that wasn't Silent Hill and Resident Evil and like everything made by Capcom. Basically Capcom horror and Konami horror.
Yeah, I grew up
until like 2008, 2009, a little bit before and during the start of the PS3 era.
I was raised with Resident Evil style horror, and I think I'm glad I was, because right around the time I got around Resident Evil, games like Outlast and Amnesia were being popularized. You know, the games that ruined horror for a long time before devs realized, yeah, this ain't fun. Walking simulator horror games. Let's make actually something that's fun.
I've talked to this about all of my friends, and I think I've only met one person who agrees that walking around hiding horror is the worst. I hate it.
Yeah.
Amnesia killed horror. And then
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy cemented its grave.
Yeah, I was a FNAF
And
fan
then-
for a while, but it's obviously not because I played the games. No, 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 no. You already know exactly what. If you're a FNAF fan, you also watched someone else. You know the exact person you watched when you were a fan of FNAF. You know who you watched. You didn't play for the game. No, 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 no. Gameplay was usually weird.
You played it?
For the story, which was not even that good.
You played it because someone else was playing it, and then you could hear them scream.
That and Markiplier.
Or Stoneface. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why
I think that's also the only...
Yeah.
I technically played the first two myself, but then I'm like, I don't want to play the third one, but I hear it's the best one, so I'm going to watch Markiplier play it.
No, apparently FNAF 3
And I went back...
Apparently FNAF 3 is the worst one because, here's the thing with FNAF 4. It doesn't really scare me in the way you'd expect. It only scares me because I'm like, I do not want to be reset 4 hours. I've been stuck on this night for 3. Let me beat this night. Because yeah.
I would be glad if I could feel any emotion from playing those games. They are so unbelievably dull.
Yeah. Here's the thing with... Yeah, because like I said, we haven't had a proper survival horror game like RE Silent Hill styled for years. It wasn't until like the rise of like Capcom remakes, like it wasn't until like I think we were stuck in like a survival horror drought for like a couple years. Like after Amnesia, we were in a survival horror drought for like 6 years because all the main horror games were going full action, and because of it, we were stuck with like indie stuff like Amnesia. Outlast. Well, Outlast is not really indie, but it's like it's the whole thing.
It's also not good. I can't stand Outlast either.
Here's the thing with Outlast: it genuinely scared me because of the fact that. Remember how I said I like it when the enemies are the world feels against you in a horror game?
Yeah, I felt that too until I realized that you regen to max health 2 seconds after being hit, so just don't get hit 2 times in a row.
Oh yeah, Outlast 2 they fixed that. They made it so that if you wanted to heal yourself, you needed bandages, and it wasn't even a full heal.
That I love. Such a little change like that changes a game immensely. Because there are Lost in Vivo. I have been talked so many times, hey,
dude,
play
Lost
it.
in Vivo's
It's
so good.
I don't like it at all.
What?
And it's entirely based because you regen health. So just don't get hit. Just stand in a corner and regen to max. If they allowed me to turn off regen health and work off of bandages, I would love the game so much more. But I think just after getting the shotgun, I couldn't pick up any more ammo because I had full ammo all the time. And I would just stand around regenning my health in between combat encounters.
Oh, well, I know the problem. Here's the thing with that game. It has the Dark Souls style New Game Plus where, every time you start New Game Plus, the game gets harder. So the first playthrough is going to be your easiest, and then as you start the game over and over, the game will get harder and harder. Like, you'll get less ammo, enemies hit harder, and it becomes less, oh, I'm blazing through this, to, oh my god, I'm so glad I have this, or else I would have been screwed.
I guess that's fair. I made it like 2 hours in before I gave up. That's the exact same amount of time I put into Outlast. I made it to like the asylum area right before the doctor cuts off your fingers, and I'm like, I'm so bored.
Yeah,
so I quit the game.
Yeah, the whole fun with Outlast is that it's meant to be speed ran. It has the Resident Evil thing where the whole point of Outlast is that it's meant to be speed ran after a while. Because the game is short, like what, 3 hours, 4 hours?
Yeah, I think in my time, I think I played for 90 minutes and I beat half the game. A little under half.
Yeah, the game is meant to be speed ran. That's the main thing with it. Amnesia, though, that's a different story because I think
that's a puzzle game more than horror. It's just puzzle game with insta-kill enemies and run, hide, do gears.
It's a puzzle game with a shitty version of Insanity's Requiem's very dumbed down insanity mechanic because of very obvious reasons. Fuck you, Nintendo.
I hate when companies copyright game mechanics. But hey, the sanity thing is going to be gone soon.
Yeah, because
Hopefully.
we couldn't use Sanity's
Hopefully
Requiem's
company-
like mechanic for a while, right? Like so many indie games had to get
Yeah.
around that.
Yeah, it's uh, Koei Tecmo, I think. They copyrighted mini games in loading screens. And then Nintendo was like, hey, let's get in on that by copyrighting the sanity system from Eternal Darkness. And then the most recent one that was the most egregious is Warner Brothers copyrighting the Nemesis system, making 2 games, and then killing the franchise while keeping on to that 20-year copyright.
Yeah, luckily
just-
we're more than halfway there. Thank God.
Yeah. And then since Eternal Darkness came out in like 2003, 2004, I think, maybe even 2002. That'll be
2001,
up
I
soon.
think.
And then
I think 01, wasn't it?
it could be 01. It's the GameCube. I don't know the lifespan of the GameCube because I didn't own a Nintendo console until the 3DS.
Hold on. Insanity's Requiem.
Man, that game's so good.
Let's see, when did the game come out?
Yeah, one thing, I know everyone is like, horror games died after, I'm one of them. Horror games died after Amnesia, but there's a handful of indie games
Yeah,
that
it was 02.
kept the... 02?
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm not sure if you've played it, but Lone Survivor is a really, really good horror game.
No, I have not checked it out, unfortunately. I don't
It
know
is-
about it.
It's a 2D. Basically, you're stuck in an apartment and zombie apocalypse, kind of, not really. You're stuck in an apartment, and like the second or third mission of the game, or third objective, is get to the basement and restart the generator. So you're on the second floor, get to the basement, you have 9 bullets. If you're lucky, the enemies will drop in 4. And once you get to the basement, your map stops working, and it's frantic, and you really have to gauge
Oh,
all of your
shit!
resources. It's really good.
Oh, shit, and I'm in water. Ah! Off of me, you bitch! Okay, that actually kind of... that actually got me! Oh, God!
There's a thing I also forgot to mention. Does this game have the Fatal Frame combo attacks?
Oh, yes.
When you get a Fatal Frame, you're able to like machine gun rapid fire.
Yeah, that's what I was...
I don't
That's
know
what
how
I've
you
been...
do it.
Ah! Son of a...
Okay.
It does. Ah! It come out of nowhere!
The first game didn't have it, but the second one did, and I could never get the hang of it.
I have after a bit. Whoa! They come
Okay.
out of nowhere, Jesus! You see what I mean? This is what I prefer. Because it actually gets me. Because I get, like, caught off guard because there's so many of them. Shut up. Oh, wait, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I forgot Ren and Yuri have different combo attacks. The... Yeah, there is one thing, like I said, I do appreciate this game's gameplay, though. Like, I really like its gameplay.
Oh, the gameplay in these games are amazing for how technically simple it is to take a picture when the enemies are close. But you have like the ghost or the powers that you can use.
Yeah. Oh, flashback time. I love the I love like the old school, old timey cutscenes. It looks so good. Like it actually looks like found footage from back in the day. Oh yeah, this dude murdered them because he got rejected or something. Yeah, I remember right. Yeah, I remember now. He got rejected, and he murdered every single one of them. Oh, I know that ghost. I just shot her. Yeah, I think his whole thing is that he's just a weirdo stalker.
Fun. I wonder if he's ever gonna show up as a ghost.
Okay, that is some analog horror bait right there.
I hate analog horror as a genre.
Yeah, I like it because of the fact
It had the concept of being so cool, or it has potential, but it's so laughably goofy.
yeah, like for
It
example,
almost seems like satirical comedy of the horror genre than
yeah,
trying to legitimately be scary.
it depends on the series you see, because some of the big series are like very like, oh, it's scary because the person's face is morphing and it's not supposed to look like that.
That is the specific one that I'm talking about. One of my friends loves like the Mandela files or whatever.
Mandela catalog.
The Mandela catalog. And that also has the one where it's like, oh, the angel Gabriel, but his face he's grinning and he's happy, but it looks weird. And it's like, God, that has to be the shittiest design I've ever seen for something that's supposed to be unsettling.
I think one of my favorite ones I've been watching recently is one involving where essentially an angel was sent to come help humanity, and humanity was like, awesome, let's use him as a battery. And the whole time...
Yeah, that's cool. The concept is cool. The designs are awful, though. Like, using an angel as a battery, amazing. Very SMT-esque.
Yeah, and it's... The whole time is that you know something's wrong. Like, you're clearly being watched. Like, for example, there is an episode where you're watching this news report, and all of a sudden there's a hand from the top of the screen moving things down. And I'm like, the fuck? Like, apparently the artist, he wants to try to avoid using AI art, so what he's doing is that he wants to commission artists thanks to the series popping off and him getting the money. So he's going to try to commission artists to make the series more professionally made, in a way. So he's actively trying to improve it. He's trying to. It's just that he's been having to rely on AI art for a while. So it's upsetting about that. But it's understandable why he had to do it, because he didn't have the resources needed. I could have been using Type 90. Are you kidding me? I know not to waste them, because they're like the magnum of the game.
Oh, yeah. I love the different film types. They're so cool.
Not only that, I do love the fact that if you're outside, Yuri just runs faster. Oh, that's a head. Never mind. That's where we're going to spawn the boss. I don't want to spawn the boss yet. Just want to get the type film. God, they really got... If they ever make a Fatal Frame 6, they got to remove that bullshit hand thing. It's so annoying. The fact they added this in the remake of 2. Yes, the remake of 2.
It's such a...
Oh, continue. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, it's such a shitty gimmick. I know I've mentioned it like 3 times. It's so bad. I don't like it. It's a shitty gimmick that would be so much more effective. I think it actively takes away from the game, because I feel you picking up an item with no animation, like it just zooms into your inventory and then a ghost creeps out of the wall to your right silently, is so much scarier than slowly reaching down to pick up an item and then, oh no, jump scare, a hand is grabbing you and it starts shaking you.
Yeah. Oh man, that image looks so good. Like the sunken eyes. I love the whole design of the thing. Like if they kept this whole thing, like look at the eyes. Like, oh my god. Like that's actually creepy me out, but I don't know, something about the designs. I think it's just, I don't know. It doesn't creep me out in actual gameplay, and I don't know why. Like Jesus. Cutscene time.
Cutscene time.
But yeah, I really hope the next game deals with like Oni or yokai, because I feel like it's such
That
an
is a-
untapped well of horror.
It is a good idea.
Oh, I know a good horror game that just came out recently, and I know you'd like it. I forgot what it's called. Oh shit, I have a wish listed. Hold on, let me check it. Also, dude's dead now, and he's decapitated.
R.I.P. dude.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me check my wish list real quick. Because it's $20 on PlayStation. I think it's on sale for like $15 right now. And it looks so good. It's essentially like, what if, Labyrinth of the Demon King. It's basically first person PS1 style. Like, think Kingsfield, but with a dash of Silent Hill and Shinto mythology.
That would be known as Shadow Tower.
No, but like it looks so good. Like look up the trailer for Labyrinth of the Demon King. It looks
Yeah, I'm looking at the demo right now.
It looks so good.
Actually,
like it reminds.
this is very Shadow Tower.
It's
Shadow Tower, by the way, if you didn't know, is in between. It's the Kingsfield devs, but what if they wanted to do something more grounded, more survival horror and scary? So they made Shadow Tower.
I get the whole thing with this guy is they try to make him look terrifying with the whole, oh, I have markings and I'm a psychotic serial killer thing, but I don't get the vibe.
I think it is only on PS5.
No, it's on PS4.
It says I can play it on.
It's PS4.
That's what I'm saying, but I can't find the actual game. I can only find the demo.
Well, because the game's out. Like the launch
Or
trailer.
it's not out?
No, it's out.
Okay, because maybe I'll try to type out the full thing.
Yeah, Labyrinth of the Demon King. I think you gotta type it out.
I found the demo and I was looking at. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Oh, yeah, it came out last week.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
last week,
good.
11 days ago.
It looks so good. Like, I think you'd actually like it.
I'll probably play the demo. I'll definitely play the demo, that's for sure.
I like how you could basically just never run out of ammo in this game if you just if you fatal frame every enemy. Because fatal framing a shot doesn't use up ammo.
There's also the infinite ammo of your shitty desiccated film, I guess.
The 07 film, which is like the knife. And it's dog shit.
Yeah, but it'll kill them eventually. It's better than the knife, at least, because it's ranged.
Oh, I wanted to touch his ghost. I wanted to see how he died. Well, let me see if I can restart it. Reload last checkpoint. I wanted to see how he died. I was too late. I wanted to see how he died. Fuck. Wait, did I have to restart the whole thing? Oh, please don't tell me I had to. I don't want to. Okay, I don't think it does. Because it's very Kingsfield with, like, Silent Hill-esque horror.
Yeah, I was looking at the screenshot. It looks very interesting.
Ah, there's the
I will
ghost.
most likely
There's the
download the
ghost.
demo.
There's the ghost hand. There it is. God, it's so annoying. Great, wasting my fucking time. Oh, man. I feel like this game's pace would go so much better if they just removed it. They had literal years to remove the mechanic, and they brought it back. Why?
Because my gimmick, it's the only thing Fatal Frame is known for now, because the last games have been fine to okay to god-awful.
Spirit Camera was dog shit, because that game was like, what, 2 hours? And the story was horrible.
A glorified tech demo.
And it wasn't even a tech demo, it was just relying on the 3DS's shitty camera, which means if you try to boot it up on an emulator, it's just not gonna work. Because the game literally requires the camera.
I think I did play that one for a little bit, but I think I got more enjoyment out of the Air Raiders free app on the 3DS than that.
Dude, it's literally just Air Raiders, but Fatal Frame flavored. That's literally what it is.
Yeah, at least in Air Raiders, I can take pictures of my friends on the bus or something and shoot them with the little blaster.
Oh shit, fucked up. Like I said, I do believe this game has the best combat in the series, though. I believe that.
I would believe it too.
Because this game, despite it being so the combat is decently fun.
Yeah, well, as long as they keep the basic concept of the combat alive, it's always going to be good. The game has never had bad combat. It's like saying, well, that might not actually be a bad example, or might not be a good example. I was gonna say, if you put like RE4 and make it like a bad story, it's still gonna play like RE4. You're still gonna point and shoot the thing.
Oh, you don't even get to see how he dies regardless. Oh. Well, that's stupid.
Maybe he could show up later. I'm not sure if this game has reoccurring ghosts.
Dude. Oh, that's what the Hachishaku-sama is, dude. It's a recurring ghost. And, like, it'll just randomly spawn out of nowhere. And, the fucker is creepy, too. Because, remember the FNAF segment I talked about?
Yeah. Put up and down your cameras.
Yeah, I shit you not. The creepy bitch will just like stop and then just look at you in the cameras, and I'm like, that's fucking creepy. Like her big ass smile, just looking at you with her dead eyes. No, she doesn't even have eyes. It's all like the black pits, and it's so scary because her main gimmick every time she spawns is that she has like a set distance. She will never like get farther away from you. And all you can do is just hope you can kill her before she catches you. And it is so terrifying because she'll just randomly grab you by the time you get close, and you just gotta mash and hope you get out of her grip.
What is her name again? Because each time she gets brought up, I always think of her being a female version of the Crooked Man.
She kind of is, actually. She is basically Japanese Slender Man. It's Hachisaku-sama. Like
okay.
H. I think it should be one of the first things that shows up. Like, it's so good. Like, it's such a good fight. Because she genuinely creeps me the fuck out. And you know what's even worse is that you know how when, like, you're locked on to a ghost, you hear their thoughts?
Can you?
Yeah.
I know they, like, whisper things at you, but I didn't know they were thoughts. I guess I just assumed they were pain and anguish.
Yeah, they were like their thoughts or their whispers. She doesn't have whispers. She just has static. You don't hear shit from her because here's the thing. If the speaking is the last few things the ghost ever saw, and those are like the thoughts you hear, that's a sign that Hachisaku-sama is just not of this world at all. Like, she didn't die or suddenly revive. No. This is just a woman. This is a being that exists. That's a child. And a bunch of dead corpses. And that's probably going to be the screenshot.
I looked up
Oh, God.
Hachisaku-sama. I assumed her to be good design, but I was baffled by the second one as how it's so...
Oh, I don't like this. Mannequins creep me the fuck out. Oh, I hate that. Oh, no. Keep away from me. I hate that. God damn it. This game's not even supposed to be scary. Why is it actually creeping me out a bit? Oh, God. Oh, please don't move, you little bastards. I don't want you to move. Keep the fuck away from me. This is the one thing that actually scares the shit out of me. It's that there's a room full of these things, and I'm afraid one of them's gonna come to life because my brain starts thinking. Ugh, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
That's one of the things. Fatal Frame is one of the only things that scare me, too. Not a huge fan, or not very scared of mannequins. But even in the first game, there's one of the save rooms has a mannequin in it. I'm still scared to this day that one day that safe room with the save point in it isn't going to be a save room anymore, as the mannequin looks at me. It is horrifying. Don't like it.
Oh, dude, that shit scares me too. Yeah, because here's the thing. It's that when there is, like, a being that's just watching you, that's what makes me nervous. Fun fact, the Silent Hills teaser demo from back in 2014, God, we're old. You want to know the reason why you feel like there's always someone watching you?
It's because she is. She's literally behind you as a character model. When you move, she moves. She's quite literally breathing down your neck, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and that's probably what that feeling does.
It's so cool. I wish I liked that demo. That's another one of the things that people are like, oh, this is the scariest thing alive. And I'm like, man, I'm bored.
Yeah, here's the problem with it being a teaser demo, is that at the end of the day, we didn't know it was a Silent Hill game until after you beat the demo.
Yeah, and it has a bunch of cool atmosphere, and it's really nice, but it is just a walk and listen type of puzzle game. Like, until you get jump scared and die.
And then if you do beat it, it's just the whole thing, which I wish.
And then you get Norman Reedus walking down the street, Silent Hills.
Yeah, I still fully. I'm happy that Kojima's getting back into horror, because he is doing that Xbox game that's supposed to be a horror game as well. And it has like really famous like horror actors in there, and I'm like all for it because it looks so good.
Kojima's always been good at horror, even when he doesn't mean to be.
Yeah, because he's good at because he's good with it. Like, for example, MGS 3 and 2. Like, 2 is really good at fucking with you, and 3 has that whole scene with the sorrow.
Yeah, Sorrow comes to mind. 4 specifically. I find 4 to be the scariest of the Metal Gear games. Because it's just the beauties. I can't stand the beauties. They horrify me.
Because it makes you think, what sort of fucked up being would do this to someone?
Yeah, and then it's so, for lack of a better word, liminal, because you have the beauties, and you have their normal boss fight, and then you get them out of their suit, and the way they just follow you, laugh, cry, be angry at you, and if you take too long, you go to a white void where you fight them in the void. And you get the Drebin stories afterwards, and it's like, oh no, this is horrifying.
You can't die either.
More children of war, children nearly freezing to death. I think that's what Crying Beauty's one is.
I know.
Is she got stuck out in the cold and just had to live out there for a while.
How about a game?
Oh god, this character. Yeah, she's meant to obviously be the creepy girl, but
This is you.
her style, like her design,
Effigy.
like,
It's too anime to be creepy.
yeah,
Find me.
She looks like she's from Code Vein.
dude, she does. Oh, dude. Like, you know what would be a good idea for a horror game, but I know it wouldn't really work?
Sure.
Imagine Onimusha-styled gameplay, but you embrace the horror to 11. Like, you know you can fight these things off, but because they're supernatural in nature, you gotta, like, be quick about it, because you never know. Like, yeah, you can fight, but the ghosts have something you don't. They have the environment to their advantage, because you're stuck in this hallway, and you're forced to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah, there's a wall here, but not for me. I'm gonna go outside of it and then stab in through the wall.
Yeah. There's like a horror game idea I've been having where it's like essentially it's a mix. It was like it was a horror game idea I had in my head for like a while now, and it was an inspiration between Tomb Raider, Fatal Frame, and Onimusha, where it would have the level design of Tomb Raider, the horror of Fatal Frame with like the yokai and stuff, and like the combat of Onimusha, and I'm like, yeah, I feel like that would be fun. Oh, man.
Yeah. Also, hold on. I forgot I was muted. I muted for a second so I could turn on my oven.
But yeah, there was a horror game idea I had where it's like, what if I combine...
Yeah, with the Onimusha. It's a very good idea.
Where it's like...
With the Onimusha.
Combat, where it's like simple, but...
Yeah.
The sufficiency if you're
Very
good enough.
simple, but... 3 simple things mashed into like a... I don't know how best to describe it besides
Yeah.
oomph,
Yeah, because...
I guess.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because I feel like... Because if you don't know about the Tomb Raider reboot's level design, it's that the level design are sort of like open hub environments. And I'm like thinking, hey, what if you combine the survival horror aspect of it where everything is dark as shit and you gotta worry about anything attacking you from any direction? And I think that would be terrifying because it's like...
Yeah.
Like, you're in the dark, you can't see shit, and you gotta worry about enemies suddenly appearing out of nowhere and you gotta fight them off in the dark.
That's why I still say Fatal Frame 1 and 2 are the scariest games still, because I've become jaded to everything else, but you can't become jaded to having to fight things off when they could be inside your walls. They could be inside the ceiling waiting to stab you from above.
Yeah, that's why I love it when a horror game uses the environment against you. Like, the whole point of survival horror is that you're trying to survive the... Oh, here's the... Oh. Well... Hello. Hello. Weird. Okay, just fuck off then. Oh. That was weird.
Awooga, as some say.
I think, yeah, I think...
Humana.
I think I know the main problem with the scares of this game is that the scares happen in front of you. Like, they're always where you're meant to go. And they're not even, like, like super big scares. They're just like, oh, I am slowly appearing in front of you without making a noise and just staring off in the distance. Okay, I'm gonna fuck off now.
Yeah. With the fixed camera angles, you can do a lot with those in the old ones. Where in the beginning, when you're backtracking through a rope hallway at the beginning of one, the camera angle shifts to like a Dutch angle, but the ghost is watching over a balcony at you while you walk away from it. Or as you're walking, you'll see a head in the top right corner of your screen as it stares, just peeking out, practically using your TV to obscure itself while it stares down from the ceiling at you. And it isn't like, since it's not in third person, behind your shoulder, the ghosts don't have to be just staring at the wall in front of you or sitting in a chair. You can get really experimental with the ghost locations because the camera is always going to be in the same spot every time. You don't have to worry about missing a ghost because you're not looking at it.
Also, fun fact, if you didn't know, Fatal Frame 4 and 5 have, I think all the games have it, where if you're like stuck on a certain screen for too long, you haven't moved, things get a bit...
hand.
No, not just a hand. 4 is probably
Oh.
4 is probably my favorite way of how they did it. Because 4 is just like, oh, by the way, here's a head suddenly popping out from the corner.
Oh. Yeah, I know 1 was very simple with it, where it's just like bloody handprints.
And then 2
That
actually has like ghost heads like fading in.
Yeah. I don't remember the ghost heads in 2, but like I said, it's been almost almost 20 years.
And Fatal Frame
Since I
4,
beat
what
them,
that one
played them.
does is that it has a head peek in from the corner of the screen, and I'm like, that's fucking scary. Like they actually animated it where like a head would just come, like as you're like you're stuck in the game, like standing still, a head would like appear in the corner of your eye, and it's like, the fuck is that? And all of a sudden you just see a head coming in from the side, and I'm like, that is creepy.
Yeah, the abuse of your peripheral view to put in scares in there when you know that the camera is going to be locked in a position is such a good
because it makes
way to freak you out.
Yeah, because it makes you think like, oh, the fixed camera's not going to help me. I think a really good way to do that with a third-person camera is like, let's say you're going to like walking through a door, and then all of a sudden, like in your camera view, a head, like as you're like walking through the door, the camera like pulls back a bit, and then all of a sudden you just see something like walk right past you. Like, for example, like let's say like you're standing right here, you move a bit forward, and you see how the camera moves back a bit.
Yeah.
A really good way to do it is that if you stand here for too long and then you finally move your thing, you just see a bit of a, like, 2 pairs of eyes move back, trying to get away from your view. And you're like, oh, that's, like, I think that's such a good way to do it. Because, like, here's the thing. I feel like you can still do those with a third-person camera. You just gotta be creative with it. Yeah, fixed cameras require,
gotta find
like, a good way to time it.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, you go ahead first.
Yeah, because I feel that you can do it. Like, for example, like, if the camera pulls back, like, for example, when you run, for example, all of a sudden, like, you just see a hand. Like, let's say, like, when you're, like, right here, for example, you see, like, a bit of, like, something in the corner. Like maybe, like, a small, like, lump. And then you move the camera back, and it's just a pair of eyes looking at you. And then it just moves back as it tries to get away from your point of view. Like, it was, like, waiting for you to move. Or waiting, or, like, hiding. Just waiting for you to move for you to see it. And I'm like, that is genius.
Yeah, if you get inventive with it, it doesn't matter what camera angle you use. You can do so much with both. It's just fixed camera is easier, so you see it a lot more often in those. And that kind of gets forgotten about in over the camera ones, because you really have to focus your attention in certain spots or make sure that they're looking at a specific area.
Oh, the Type Zero film, and it's basically the rocket launcher.
Is that the black? I don't know them all by names, but I know there's the black film, green film, red film.
But yeah,
I
like
think the rocket launcher film is the black film. Unless it changed.
I don't like mannequin parts. They creep me out. Here's the thing though. I don't like this area, not because it's genuinely scary, like for the average person, but because I grew up with dolls like this around my house, and every single time it creeped me the fuck out. So this part genuinely makes me unnerved.
My condolences.
What's even worse is that they're still here in the house. We just put them away. And every time I go into the closet, I just gotta worry about one of those little fuckers peeking their head above the thing. And I get paranoid every single time I go in there.
Yeah, we had some of those too, but we repurposed them for Halloween decorations because they're horrifying.
And what's even worse is that my aunt likes to tease me with them, like saying, "Oh, but," because she knows I'm still afraid of them, and she'll do it intentionally just to fuck with me, and I hate them so much. So fucking creepy. I don't like them. Like, why? Why would you do that? I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. Why do those dolls exist? I hate them so much.
They exist to make you suffer.
Yeah, like something about antique dolls just looks so unnerving. Like they shouldn't be around anymore, but they are.
I don't understand them either. They don't. I don't know. I did see a video of like a 1970s, maybe 60s infomercial on how they're made. And it's just like people popping eyes into dolls, putting on or painting on the features, brushing the hair, and it's horrifying.
This is bringing back bad memories. What's even worse is that before my aunt put them away, she put them like on the walls. Like she had them on the walls. And what's even worse is that back when I had my PS3 in her room, because I was reading Revelations, she put one behind my PS3, and I was paranoid the whole time to go near it. Because every time I tried to change a game, I would just be like looking at the doll, trying not to get scared. Like,
That's just mean.
Yeah, it's just mean. I think yeah, like I said, we put them away for a reason, because we want, like, over the years, it just kind of got annoying looking at them and me being paranoid, so they were like, yeah, we gotta put these things away, and then we did. I hate those things. Ah, hello.
At least they're away now.
Oh my god, it's Lisa.
What? Lisa?
Hello, Lisa from the RE1 remake exclusively. I love Lisa's lore. It's a shame we don't see her anymore because she's technically dead.
Yeah, well, is she dead? I think she's eternally stuck at the bottom of that pit.
The parasite's keeping her alive.
I think she probably just did the Cars treatment from JoJo, where she just stopped thinking eventually.
It's God, her lore is so...
And she's just...
Her lore is so fucked up.
She's practically immortal after all of the fucked up stuff that they did.
Wasn't she one of Spencer's... If I remember... Oh, you gotta go to the water. Fuck. If I remember correctly, wasn't her whole thing that she was one of the first experiments?
Yeah, so what happened is Trevor, the person who built the mansion, got this huge payout, and they got to live on site at the mansion as it was being built, him and his wife, or him, his wife, and his daughter, Lisa. they live there. Oswald Spencer is like, yeah, mansion time. And then after the mansion's built, nefarious stuff starts happening. They start getting mysteriously tested on without their knowledge.
Oh,
And
mannequins. But yeah, continue.
and Trevor gets sealed in the basement, I think, because in one of the yawn rooms, I think it's the one where you kill him. No, you kill him in the library. I think the second time you fight Yawn, he comes out of a hole that you can go down, and down there is a... It also drops you into the basement, I think. The other half of the basement. But anyways, Trevor's grave is down there, and he just mysteriously vanished. And then since now Lisa and her mom are now fatherless and stuck in a mansion in the middle of the mountains, they become test subjects number 1 and 2, except I think Lisa's mom just dies immediately from the testing, but Lisa shows resilience, so she gets tested on like forever and ever until she basically becomes immortal.
Oh, that's so fucking
Which
creepy.
is the... I think that becomes the basis for Wesker becoming immortal.
Maybe?
Except his doesn't work until he dies. Because it got retconned that Wesker getting impaled by the T, or the Tyrant, was planned. He planned to die. So his virus would waken inside of him. At least in the original, Chris laughs at him because he's dumb. And then Wesker's like, no, I'm smart. And then the Tyrant, like, shish kebabs him.
Oh, shit. Ah, the little creepy children. Hello. Fuck off. Fuck off, you little shits.
Instantly exploded him.
Oh, shit. Where you assholes at? Where are you, little shit?
I love this concept for an enemy. It's just like a group of children. They're super weak, but they're constantly hiding behind trees and doing like peekaboo while they throw stuff at you. At least that's what it looks like. They're constantly hiding, popping in and out of trees, basically playing hide and seek.
Fuck off, you little bastards. Where are you? Oh, I got one of them. I think I did. Nope, I didn't. Where are you, little shit? I'm so glad I booted this up instead of the reboot. Oh, God. Oh!
You gotta play the reboot eventually.
I have to.
The fans are waiting for...
Probably on Thursday, and then Saturday can be Valkyrie profile. Fuck, fuck,
That's
fuck.
fair.
Get the fuck away from me. Where are you, little bastards? Oh. Time to touch a child.
The freeze frame of that kid, like, diving at you.
Yeah, the kid doesn't look scary at all. Like, they don't look scary.
I mean, they don't have to look scary all the time. Their erratic move patterns are enough for a good combat encounter.
Yeah, but it's like, they don't have the usual Fatal Frame isms where it's like, oh, the sunken eyes and shit.
Yeah.
They just look like
I guess that's
normal.
fair.
They look like normal.
They're just normal kids.
Yeah, they look like normal kids, like with just white face paint. Like I said, because of the fact it's heavily implied Fatal Frame and Ninja Gaiden share the same universe, along with Neo 2 and 1, and probably Way of the Ronin. Oh, speaking of which, Rise of the Ronin makes a reference to Fatal Frame.
Oh?
Yeah, Rise of the Ronin, there's like an Easter egg side quest where you get this new camera, and it's like, oh, go take photos with it, and it's like, you go to this like super weird place, and then all of a sudden, like, huh? What's this? Why is there a person in this photo? There's no one here. And I'm like, oh my god. Bro, if this is a Fatal Frame tease, please let it be a Fatal Frame tease. Like,
It is.
because here's the thing, it feels like a lot of Japanese companies that have been here for a while are recovering from the 2010s Western
Games.
push fatigue. And are just like, you know, let's do our own thing now. And then they're like reviving the franchises that have been dead and they want to bring them back. Like Ninja Gaiden's coming back, Resident Evil is finally back in the limelight. And then DMC has been popularized. You know, all that stuff.
Yeah, now they just need to hit up my franchises that I like to be revived. Fatal Frame including one of them.
Onimusha's getting revived. Dead Space got a remake despite EA canceling a sequel because, and I quote, didn't sell well.
A few million copies just wasn't enough. They needed all of the copies. They needed everyone to buy Dead Space to make it worth it.
You know
Everyone and their mother had to own it.
what sucks is that the Dead Space remake is so good. It's so good.
I heard. I still need to play it myself.
Like, essentially, it's just Dead Space 1, but with better controls. And also made it so that Isaac can speak. Because, you know, the first game didn't have him speaking, even though he got a canonical voice in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Been having those dreams again, where I'm playing with kids. Started looking forward to playing with them. Sometimes I don't even want to wake up. Like, dude, when the games we've been playing actually used to exist. One is called Spirited Away. Like the movie? Everyone hides each other's dolls, and whoever finds their last is spirited away. That is, they go out of the game. Wooden dolls were usually used, made from the sticks of trees in the mountain. The next game is called Ghost Marriage.
Okay.
This is another hint at what's to come, and I hate it. Everyone hides their dolls except one person called the Outsider. That person then chooses the partner of the opposite sex and searches for their doll. It's a bit like hide and seek, only the owner of the doll that's found is said to be bound. That is, married to the Outsider. However, if the Outsider finds the wrong doll, then the owner of the doll becomes the Outsider instead. My theory is that these games are based on actual rituals that took place on the mountain. In my dreams, the games go on until the children disappear into the mist. What would happen if they took me with them? You know what's fucked up? Now that I realize it. I feel like there are going to be some rituals that exist that were just made as practical jokes. I feel like some of them are made like that.
I mean, there's probably already some that exist.
Why am I
To
actually
think of one.
Why am I actually getting unnerved by this game? Why? Why? It's so goofy. Oh yeah, the dolls, and I hate dolls. I remember why. I hate dolls. God, I think I know why as well. Is that everything is so cramped in here. Like, everything feels so cramped, and I'm afraid something's gonna jump at me. Because, like I said, I prefer when horror uses the world against me. Oh, I missed a room. No wonder I'm taking so long. I missed the room. And it's almost already been 2 hours. Jesus. And we've just been gushing about horror games that are good.
I'm ignoring the game that's being played.
Yeah, because the game, you know, is not that good. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so glad these dolls are not modeled realistically, because if they were, they'd probably genuinely creep me out. Like, if they gave this game the remake or remaster treatment, where it's just the same game but with better textures and models, it would probably actually creep me out, but since they didn't go that route, it's no longer as effective, because you can clearly see the polygons.
Yeah. Well,
It depends on the
art
game,
direction
really.
also goes I was gonna say Silent Hill 1 is still horrifying to some.
It just
But that's because it has art direction. It's dark, gritty, rusty, full of Dutch angles and horror. And 3 is a marvel of the PS2 era. Same with Metal Gear Solid 3. It's like, this game looks good today.
Oh yeah, like not gonna lie, there are some PS2 games that it's like, how the fuck did they get this to run on a PS2? Like I think a really good example.
Like,
I think a really good example
Oh,
of
go ahead.
that is the Gran Turismo games. Like some of those games look straight up next gen from on the PS3.
Ever been a huge fan of racing games? But I believe it, considering Gran Turismo is like the highest budget versions of racing games. Because it's like, oh, look at these car brands.
Look, yeah. And then the newest one is so like Forza as well. Like it's like so realistic. Oh shit! Where'd you come from, you little bat? Ah, you're in the water, you piece of shit. Piece of shit, you were in the water waiting for me.
I may not like racing games, but racing games are at least made by people who love racing games. So it's made by people who love what they're doing.
Oh, also, there's this stupid thing in this game I hate. I do not like as well. Is that for balancing reasons, I'm guessing, they made it so that if you're far away, ghosts will speed up towards you, but then once they're a certain distance, they'll slow down. And I'm like, no, keep it like that. It makes things actually terrifying. Keep it. Well, no, why are they slowing down? No.
They did that in 1 and 2 by just turning the ghosts invisible if they were too far away.
Oh,
Like,
hello.
you had to close the distance if you wanted to even take a picture of them.
Yeah, that's one thing I do appreciate with these games. Oh, I thought her distance was locked for a sec. I guarantee you there's a shit ton of dojins involving this lady.
I mean, probably.
I'm curious, but no, never mind.
Because there's... Let's save it for off stream.
Attack me, lady. What are you doing? I'm
'Cause I'm gonna say,
and there goes the tension.
if people can sexualize Silent Hill enemies when you have someone that's conventionally attractive but spooky, they're gonna do something with it.
Well, I mean, considering when I was a teenager, how many dojins existed of ghosts? Just things I'm not gonna say on stream. Yeah, people are into
Best
that.
to not self-report.
What's even worse is that I feel like back then even the art was like creepy as shit. Like I believe they could just like these devs could just hire dojin writers that do like horror dojins and they could make decently creepy enemy designs for Fatal Frame.
Yeah, although that kind of is one of the issues with this game is the sexualization of everything.
Oh, there's another
So-
one. Are you kidding me? How many of you are there? Jesus Christ, how many of you are there? I'm getting sick of this at this point. I forgot since I have gyro on, I gotta like aim it properly. Ah, sucks. Quit moving, you bastard. Is that all of you? Or is there another one of you? Oh, cutscene time. Oh, it's the woman. Oh, it's one of these. Oh.
Plot time.
What the hell is that? Was it a giant wave?
Tsunami?
Yeah, I love the found footage style of all this. Like, it's so good. But they just never lean into the paranormal factor. Like, there's always like a weird ambience going around, and it never lets things like properly feel tense. Because you know how sometimes the best horror is just your own footsteps?
Oh yeah.
Like, I think one of the best atmospheres I've ever felt for a game is where, like, there's no ambience. Like, there's no ambience, there's no soundtrack, there's no noise. It's just you, your footsteps, and the corridor. Here, it's like there's like that weird ambience they play. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm meant to be scared, but come on.
Yeah, that they
Like,
games that harness ambience are by far the scariest.
Yeah, but it depends on the
'Cause once you get-
ambience. It just depends.
Yeah.
Like, Silent Hill's ambience is so fucking good. I love the ambience of Silent Hill. But Fatal Frame's ambience is not really that good, in my opinion. 'Cause it's like,
I was gonna say ambiance of
Oh.
no music. Yeah, I guess it's hard to describe because it's not a case by case basis of like Silent Hill's ambiance being silent unless something bad happened, and then it's now you get like the somber music, or you get the
Stay until you feel
Um,
Wait,
weird like black butterfly, not black butterfly, it's blackberry.
I see you, bitch.
Innocent Moon.
Ah, the fucking dolls. I love the arena for this level, because, like, it's genuinely like, oh shit, oh fuck. Oh yeah, the mannequins, I forgot. Yeah, if I ever played this game again, I'm gonna play it on hard mode, because I feel like that's the only way to play this game. Because it depends on the horror game if I'm gonna play a game on hard mode. Like Resident Evil, I will never touch on hard mode, because those games are just plain bullshit on hard.
Resident Evil?
Yeah.
I mean,
It depends
I
on the
guess.
game. Because sometimes hard mode can be just a bit much. Where it's like it's like, okay, you're like I like when my horrors are hard, but not when they're like, oh, hard to tedium. Because I think one of the main mistakes some horror games do when they have a hard game is that they make the game too hard, and it's just because it gets less scary because the fear of death is never really present because you're always knowing you're gonna die at some point. And it gets like at that point it's just, oh, it's you creepy fuck.
I would say Resident Evil is probably one of the best games to play on harder difficulties, but probably the older ones. Mostly because RE3 Originals supposed, I guess I would say not even supposed, the right difficulty you should play it on is hard. Mostly because if you play it on easy, you get every single gun in the game at the start. Yeah, I can see some games where it's just difficulty just makes it either more tedious or doesn't help with the horror at all. RE4, I would say, the original's professional mode doesn't make it any more scary or better or worse.
Yeah. I think
Mostly just because I can't mash. So it makes all the mashing impossible for me to do, so I can't even play it.
One of my favorite ways they did this was RE7's Madhouse difficulty, where I only like hard modes if it actively affects the environment. But if it doesn't, well, you can fuck off with that bullshit. It's why I kind of like Silent Hill 2's way of them doing difficulty, where hard mode, the enemies are genuinely a tricky to beat until you get used to it. And they also have like a separate selector for puzzles, and the puzzles are actually genuinely hard.
Yeah, I love that Resident Evil has been doing that since it might have happened in the first game, but I don't think one had different puzzle difficulties. I think it was just 2 onwards. It really adds because
Silent Hill
it
2,
really
you
adds
mean?
a lot. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 onwards
Yeah, it was
with the added
onwards.
puzzle difficulty. Yeah, because have you seen the puzzles in 3 when you play it on hard? Did you know you just have to know Shakespeare?
Oh, why? Let me guess. They get lazy with it?
No, it's they make it too hard without actual real world college level knowledge.
Oh, it's literally just, here's this super obscure shit that no
Yeah,
one's gonna
it's
know.
here's 5 books on the ground, all with titles of Shakespeare and a numpad. Here's like 3 sentence or like a paragraph or 2. Figure out what you're translating with these books and do that. Because on the easier difficulties, it's just put the books in the right order to spell out a number on the margins. Because it's in like white paint on the margin. And then it's like, oh, do you know Hamlet? How does Hamlet connect to Romeo and Juliet?
It's just, oh, it's just Shakespeare.
And it's just like and it's a note, and the note just says like, in one a friend dies for his own friend or his other friend's love. In one, sealed behind a wall or something, and it's just like it's giving you vague hints to each of like what each of the books is, because obviously a friend dies to another for another friend's love is Romeo and Juliet, and then sealed beneath a wall. Although not, I don't even think that's Shakespeare. I was just doing like, what's some other well-known poetry story thing that people have to read in school? Mosque of Amontillado. That's one, so just grab that one. But, like, it's all that.
Then there's like stuff like the Hound of Baskerville, which I don't even know if that's Shakespeare. Maybe confusing it.
Yeah, it's basically exactly like that, where it's just like, oh yes, here is poetry. Did you know it? Do you
And
not?
do you like William Blake? I hope you do.
Yeah, have you read The Time Machine by H.G. Wells? Well, here's a puzzle on it.
Oh,
No,
you ever
read it.
You ever read A Shadow over Innsmouth by H.P. Lovecraft? No. Okay, time to explore everything there is about Cthulhu, which I have a game about Cthulhu, by
Yeah.
the way. It's not
Is
really.
it Call of Cthulhu, or is it the other one?
It's the Sinking City, which is very Cthulhu inspired.
Oh, okay, because I've played Shadow over Innsmouth, and that one is very fun, but it's also bugged where you can't beat it because one of the boss fights, the boss is invisible.
Oh yeah, I remember like someone had to patch it. Like you had to get like a fan-made patch
Yeah.
to run the game even.
But-
Because it uses like a
Attacking-
weird version of Unreal 2.
Whatever it is, it's very weird and messed up, but it's still fun. How I played it was you look up a YouTube video and it tells you to, at this second time, if you're following along with the video, shoot in this corner, now shoot here, and now shoot here, and you just shoot the invisible enemies
I like
and
how
for like a minute.
Yuri's friend is just in a box.
He's just chilling. He's sleeping.
Nope.
He's snoozing. Nothing bad going on in there.
Oh my god, it's the Black Water. You get it? It's the Maiden of Black Water. You get it? It's not like we haven't been telling you about this the whole game. You worry about the Maiden of Blackwater?
I don't get it. Can you... From the top again.
You know, it's
I don't
hinting
understand.
at it, the Maiden of Blackwater. You know, it's a lady that's dragging people into the Blackwater.
You're saying that this maiden is from the Black Water, you say?
And she's dragging people in it to make them drown in the Black Water, yes. As you can see,
maiden.
yes, she is a maiden, the Maiden of Blackwater. As you can see, I am parodying the Artemis Fowl movie, which is dog shit.
I didn't know you were parodying anything. I was just...
Oh no, if you don't get it, Artemis Fowl, because the writer thought the audience was stupid, they kept repeating what they needed to do. Like, oh, we need to
I didn't
find.
know that was from.
We need to find the Artemis Fowl. We need to find the Artemis Fowl. Did you know the Artemis Fowl is important? We need to find the Artemis Fowl.
I didn't know that was from anything. I've just been doing that retroactively my entire life when I want to take the piss out of something.
Imagine like you had super strength. Imagine like you're just daunting the situation. Like someone puts you in a box and it's like, oh, I'll just break this box. Yoink!
Give it one good hard punch and leave it at that.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's a reason Dante's so... Unironically, Dante's always out of place in his games. Like, because his stuff is so horrific. But because it's Dante, it's just becomes goofy.
Stay with me, Haruka.
He gives the aura of Wahoo Funny Pizza Man. And it makes all of his scenarios go from like horrific world-ending demons coming out from the hellscape to I'm gonna turn you into my sword or into another sword so I can beat more demons with you.
Which, by the way, I don't know if I talked about this, but apparently Hideki Kamiya really wants to remake DMC1 from the ground up. Whoa, shit!
Oh,
Oh, that was a fast one. Okay, this one will actually be tricky. Oh, boy. Also, fun fact, in one of the Fatal Frame games, there's a speed run for the final boss where if you want to unlock a costume, you have to essentially beat the final boss in under a minute. And you can probably guess how you need to do that with the best ammo in the game. And I think it's in the Fatal Frame 4. I think it's in Fatal Frame 4? I think?
Wouldn't know. But it sounds like something that they would have added later, considering 1 and 2, although short, are very slow paced.
Oh, actually, no, I don't think it's 4. I think it's in the remake of 2 on the Wii, which if they're ever gonna port 2, they're probably gonna port the remake instead. Or
Which is sad. But if it's on PC, they might be, or if it's just the whole maps that they port into,
like Unreal, for example.
yeah, if it's just the same maps, there's probably going to be a mod within the first, like, 3 or 4 months of, like, a fixed camera angle mod.
Yeah, I feel like what they're gonna do if they remake is that when they're remastering the first 3 games is that they're gonna oh my god, the camera. This is where the budget just got spent right here. Look at these shitty camera pans.
Oh,
Come on.
have we walked into a visual novel?
But yeah, like Kamiya does want to remake DMC1. What I'm hoping that he keeps is the horror aspect. Like, for example, like, obviously because we're playing as Dante, the game's not going to be as scary. I mean, it's fucking Dante. What do you expect? But
It still needs Resident Evil roots, I feel. It's like, it just isn't it without it.
like the Resident
That
Evil,
makes sense.
like the Resident level design, the whole horror elements.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure there's also custom death animations as well, if I remember correctly. Like, there's one when you fight Shadow and you let him, like, eat you when you're at low health. He'll just, like, eat you alive, then blow himself up with you, leaving nothing left. And I'm like, that's metal.
Yes, it was.
Like, that is metal as fuck. I want that. It's a shame it's not in the future games, though, because they just straight up removed the death animations in DMC 2 and 3.
Yeah, well, that's probably just a holdover from 4, considering 4 is known for its unique death animations.
Yeah. Not only that, the Hookman.
And they...
I'm really hoping that Capcom references the Hookman demo in RE9. Because if there's some leaks saying Leon's coming back, but I don't know if that's true. And if that's the case, they gotta reference Hookman. Oh, sorry. Anyways, continue. Sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was looking through the Soul Hackers 2 DLC.
Oh, it's...
So I was also reading something.
Oh, it's not really worth it. It's day one.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's...
The jiggles. It's not really that worth it.
Forgive me.
I only really got the outfits for like a meme because of back when me and JP streamed on JRPG Torture, as a way to like make fun of the game. It's like,
Did I?
oh, this character has like no dignity, so we're gonna like just, you know, give him just swim trunks and he can just run around the world naked.
Oh yeah. Just like Atlas would have wanted.
I feel bad for the Soul Hackers
Yeah.
games because, like, come on. Like, the first game was amazing, and then you had to fuck it up with 2.
I want to give it the benefit of the doubt because I've liked much worse games. But if it's boring, that'll be the worst travesty.
The problem is that
If
it's
it's
not
been-
boring. It's that it feels like a PS2 game in a modern engine, and that's the problem. Because remember how I said it feels like a Vita game at times?
Yeah, but yeah. The issue is that I
Um,
am still nostalgic for those types of games. I've been playing Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 recently.
Yeah, it entirely
those are
depends
amazing.
on your. It entirely depends on your tastes because the level designs are very SMT3-esque.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've liked much worse and I've hated much better. It's the only thing that matters is if a game is boring and monotonous, that's the
shit.
worst thing. Because if it's bad, I can laugh at it. Like all of David Cage's games except for Detroit Become Human. All of them are awful and you can laugh at them. So I have still played all of them because it's fun to get wasted and then show someone Chinese ghost battleship submarine
And then there's
in
yeah,
Beyond Two Souls.
and then Detroit Become Human is actually good, shockingly enough.
Oh. Yeah, Connor and Hank's storyline is like peak storytelling with like actual nice, well-written characters. Marcus is like a very cool revolutionary story, even if some of the characters that he surrounds himself
Ah,
are
the hand.
annoying. And then you got Kara, who exists, and she is a character, and her story doesn't matter, and everyone she surrounds herself with is cool. The theme park assistants are really cool, and Luther is really cool, but her herself is boring and not worth playing as. But Detroit Become Human is legitimately a good game.
Oh,
And then you have Chinese ghost ships, Aiden Bobaden, ghost baby umbilical cord.
Fuyuhi? Oh god! I lost track
Friend
of
jump
her.
scare.
I lost track of her, and then she just freaked me out. I'm like, oh no. Is the game doing that thing where the ally suddenly disappears out of nowhere?
Very what is it? Sherlock Holmes, that game, and his Watson, where Watson doesn't have any walking animations in that Sherlock Holmes game, so he teleports behind you and around each time you turn the camera off of him.
Oh my god. Wait, are you talking about the games made by Frogwares? You know, the guys that made the Sinking City?
Maybe? I don't actually know what it's about, but there's a Sherlock Holmes game that's like a decade and a half old now,
Oh,
where they didn't give Watson walking animations. So they just had him move around and follow you as your player 2 companion just by teleporting the instant you turned your camera away from him. And it freaked people out. I'm gonna look it up though.
speaking of which,
I put my phone on.
those same devs. I remember how I mentioned Sinking City earlier.
Yeah.
So they're making a sequel, and the sequel apparently from the devs is much more survival horror-esque. Like they're embracing the survival horror even more. So I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna put this game on my wish list. And it looks so good, like from the trailer, because they released a trailer for Sinking City too, and they're embracing like the horror aspect. Need to get off this mountain. Yes, we do. Oh, I went the wrong way. Shit. Oh, this sucks. I got
Okay, so the game is.
sorry.
That's okay. I'm talking to myself while I read. Cause I'm trying to find the company. Oh, well, I'm assuming it's made by the same company that made The Sinking City, because underneath Creepy Watson from the Sherlock Holmes Nemesis is a link to The Sinking City, where there is a poster referencing the Creepy Watson thing, where Watson doesn't have a walking animation, so he teleports.
Yeah, I think it's called Frogwares, the dev. Like they're like an Irish studio.
Such a small world that Creepy Watson and his teleporting quantum mishaps is the same one as the H.P. Lovecraft. I guess it kind of makes sense to go from Sherlock Holmes to H.P. Lovecraft inspired to horror,
Yeah,
because it's just
yeah,
old novellas.
that just so happened to be creepy as fuck. I think I really like Cthulhu.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the horror I like the most. I really love Cthulhu horror, where
Me too. I much prefer Cthulhu horror as opposed to the other H.P. Lovecraft stuff, because I know Cthulhu's originally from space, but I like deep horror as opposed to cosmic. And you also get all the
stop,
stuff that
dude.
comes with Innsmouth is cool.
Oh yeah, like, because I think one of my favorite games recently, despite me hating the difficulty of it, Fear and Hunger, that game is genuinely fucking horrifying. Because a lot of the
Oh,
horror
yeah.
comes from the fact that you're trying to understand beings beyond your comprehension. Like, a very Cthulhu-esque story, and I love it.
That game
Unfortunately,
also has an ending where you have to rush to the final boss.
because of the way the game's designed, I will never touch it, because that game is bullshit hard.
Yeah, there is a way to get get past some of it, and it's just a tip of, if you fully clear out the first bed in the game that you can save at, you can always backtrack to it and just redo, or save scum it like you would like XCOM.
Oh!
Don't like the outcome, just do it again.
Oh, the fucking dolls. Fuyuhi, where'd you go? Fuyuhi?
Where did she go? Is she the one down that path right now? I thought I saw someone standing in the middle of the path.
No, that was just
Or that might just be a rock.
no, just a girl hanging herself. She's just hanging
Oh.
around.
Yeah, she's chilling.
She's hanging around. Fuyuhi. Oh, I can hear her walking around in there. I think her AI must be broken.
Yeah, open up the door and she's staring at you.
Ah! Stop that! Stop
I
that!
love unintentionally scary companions in games. The second game has it too, where your sister accompanies you for a little bit, and then she also gets stuck on things, and you open up a door and it's like, oh god, you're here.
Oh, stop that, Fuyuhi. That's creepy. Quit it. You just spawn out of nowhere, and I hate that. Stop that! This game's not even that scary! Oh no, where'd she go? Did she get stuck again? Fuyuhi? No, come on! How broken is your AI? There you are. Oh, I hate dolls, dude. Oh, neat. Ammo. This is probably gonna be a hand, is it? Nope. Oh, type 90. Nice. What the hell's in here? Oh! Ah, the hand. I think it's because I have my guard down most of the time. That's one of the things about these games that are a benefit is that here's the thing when I stream a horror game is that most of the time when I'm talking to someone I have my guard down and my brain's on autopilot, And what ends up happening is that because my brain's on autopilot, I'm not prepared to like prepare myself for the scares, because that's why usually horror games don't really scare me, because I need to prepare for the scares. The problem is when I have my brain on autopilot, I end up not preparing, and oh, look at that, I'm suddenly jump scared.
I have the same issue too, except instead of sometimes I get jump scared, but most of the time I just forget where I'm going, and then I walk around in circles for like 20 minutes because I got lost.
Yeah, that's what's happening to me right now, actually.
You just kind of you zone out, you forget what the last plot point was, and it's like, wait, what was I doing here? I'm supposed to backtrack for something. I'm supposed to find like 3 butterflies, maybe. I found 2.
And then you
I guess I'll go back to the last 2 spots that I found those butterflies. Maybe I'll try and find the 3rd somewhere.
and then all of a sudden you randomly get jump scared by a ghost.
Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe it's across this bridge, and then you cross it, and it's like, oh god, there's a lady jumping out of the water reaching for me now. Fight. Gotta fight.
Fuyuhi, get out of the water. Come on. God, every time not gonna lie, this area is probably one of the only few areas that manage to spook me. Because you're forced to go in places or go near water. And that's the problem. This game makes you paranoid of water. That's what this whole game's gimmick is about. Like, the game's gimmick is meant to, like, make you paranoid of water. And my hairs are standing on end. Are you shitting me?
Yeah, this game is very, the first game. Because the first game was very linear and very hallway based rather than open pathways and stuff.
Yeah, I think one of the main things about the first game is that because it's one of the first of its kind for the Fatal Frame series, like, we haven't gotten a game like that, like Japanese horror focused. So it was unique for the time, and I'm getting itchy. When I get nervous, I get itchy, and I'm getting itchy all over. Oh god.
So sorry.
Fuyuhi, don't be saying that. Are you okay? You spawned behind me. Good. Come on, let's get
So
out.
what is she sorry for? Sorry for getting caught?
Yeah, I'm walking slowly now because of this game. Why are you making?
You're losing it.
I'm not gonna lose sight of you. I am going to be looking at you at all times.
And then she just starts fading away the more you walk backwards while looking at her.
You fucking microwave.
Yeah. Yeah, microwave really cuts through the tension of horror when you get beep, beep, beep as someone's microwaving like a sandwich.
Oh no, she's running.
Hey, I have food in here, so I will be right back while I go grab my food.
Alright. Ah, the fucking hand. I hate this thing so much. As my old handwritten note here, it's going in black smears. I must kill them all, every shrine maiden. I can't stand their eyes. I must gouge them out. They've seen too much. Oh, shit.
It's over there.
Oh god, what is this game? The fucking Dead Space Trace thing.
Come to see me.
Oh no. Fuyuhi, what are you doing? shit, where'd she go?
Oh, it's a tall lady.
No, it's not a tall lady. That's not Hachishaku-sama.
Yeah, well, I just said a tall lady, not the tall lady. But yes. Likely a different tall lady. Or guy, or no, she's only just tall because she's sitting on or standing on a hill. Never mind.
I think I know why this game is all jiggly, and I think I know why.
Come on. Let's get out of here. Right.
I think I know why, now that I figured it out. I think I know why now. Because this is the engine that powers DOA 5. Which explains so much, now that I think about it.
And then they just leaned fully into the jiggle.
Yep.
What were you doing there?
I saw the setting sun. It was drawing me in. I was becoming a part of it, as if I were melting.
Well, what's important is that you're back.
I feel like Ren's actor tries his hardest, but it's just, he's
Miracle
stuck
you're
with the
not hurt.
shitty script.
Probably, but he's trying.
Where is Fuyuhi? Huh? Is she here?
Oh, her name's Haruka, not Fuyuhi,
Hear
it's
a
someone else.
song. That song.
Haruka.
Haruka, please. Just try and get some rest for now, okay?
You're from other video game.
Right.
Ah, man. I better give her some time to recover. I have to tell her Ren and Rui about Haruka. Don't hum that song. She's humming the song. It'd be so funny. She just ties a rope and just jumps off from there. It wouldn't.
That isn't how you go bungee jumping.
Yeah, she would go bungee jumping, but she would tie the rope around her neck.
Sorry to intrude.
What's her face? No. It goes around your waist. I already forgot her name. I'll be honest.
Haruka, yeah. Come on.
Haruka and then the other lady.
Oh, 100%. Wait, where's Ren? Where'd he go?
Stopped existing. Hammer space.
I feel like they could do a Fatal Frame anime. It's just that's gonna be really hard.
They did a movie
And it sucked.
like a decade ago.
And it sucked.
I have no clue.
Well, I mean, it's probably...
But probably. The only reason I know that there's a Fatal Frame anime is if you look up Fatal Frame, there's like a 50-50 chance is you get the autofill results of is Fatal Frame LGBT.
What? Oh, this is where the whole marriage thing comes from. It's a childhood friend thing. Oh, so white-haired girl's Ren's old friend.
Did I kill her? Don't look at me.
Ren, it's time.
Ren, it's time.
We'll leave now. You should get some rest.
I know. Good night.
You know, I think who would do a good Fatal Frame story?
Hmm.
Do you know about Ryukishi 07? You know, the guy behind Higurashi?
No, but I'm also bad with names.
Yeah, he's the guy
I'm more.
that wrote Higurashi. She's gonna drown.
I think I know.
Oh, there's the hair. There's the hair. There's the creepy black hair. That's totally not yours. Oh, we Maiden of Black water. We're gonna be drowned in the black water. Like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is actually creepy. That. Oh. I just. That actually got me.
Shit talking it for how not scary it was, and how hey, it's the Maiden of Blackwater only to be jump scared
By
a
the-
half second later.
By the Maiden of Blackwater. Yeah.
She popped up hearing you talking shit.
And it's like, oh, you said my game's not scary? Observe. She just pops up right in my face. That's my favorite type of jump scare, too, is that I don't like the FNAF one. Like, ever since the FNAF craze, there's always been, like, the loud equals scary craze, and it's stupid. I like the jump scares where it's just, they just come out of nowhere, where it's like, oh, look at that. There's someone in your face now.
Prey 2016 has an amazing jump scare just like that. Well, I guess there might be a sound.
Like,
but you turn off the projector and there's a monster behind it. And he's just been standing there.
yeah, those are my favorite kinds.
And it's so good.
Like, they're not loud jump scares. They're not in your face. You just turn your head and all of a sudden, boom, it's there. And it's not a scripted one either. I like the ones that aren't scripted either, where they just sort of like happen naturally. Like, for example, RE2, one of my favorite jump scares, which is not even a jump scare, is when like you're about to walk through a door and then Mr. X just shows up right there. Like, without any applause. He just shows up, now you gotta run.
Shows up, time to walk backwards, hit circle to quick turn, and start sprinting.
Yeah, time to not want to die. Let's hope that you have heals and enough ammo to stun him, or else, yeah.
And if you're running, let's hope you at least took care of the liquors in those rooms beforehand.
Oh, dude, that RE2 remake is so dickish with that. Like, there's only like the one or two liquors in that room. But because if you don't take care of them, get ready to get your ass killed.
Yeah, and then you think you took care of all of them.
Only for more to
spawn
it's like, in the cells.
Yeah, it's... I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, like, the Mr. X when he shows up the first time, maybe? Or maybe second time. And you know the hallway on the east side? Or, I guess, west... Where is it at? Northwest side with this double staircase that leads up to the third floor, but also has the shotgun room and the safe room that comes out of the RPD room on the left. Or the second door on the left.
Yeah.
And the liquors fill up that hallway. And they don't announce their presence at all. They're just there now. And it's like,
oh no,
you have to get to the clock tower.
Oh no, Haruka's gone.
Oh no. She's missing. Where could she be? I hope she isn't near any water.
Yeah, or else the Maiden of Blackwater will show up to drown her in the black water.
Because she's the maiden. The Maiden of Blackwater.
Exactly. Yeah, because I feel like back to Ryukishi 07. I feel like he can do a story like this because his whole thing is cute anime girls doing horrific things. That's his whole thing. After all, he's been milking Higurashi for like what 20 plus years now.
I should probably look up at Higurashi before I forget.
It's the one where like the purple-haired girl just gets a knife against the wall and just starts pounding her head against it. You know the one.
Do I?
It's from it's like old.
Higurashi
When they
cry.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh yeah, I forgot Fuyuhi offed herself and then she dragged Haruka back.
Oh, is that the one with the umbrella?
I
Or is that a different one?
I don't know. The one essentially it's like a green.
It's the lady that.
Huh?
I say there's. I've seen the. I would say like title art before, but it reminds me of that one anime where it's like the lady's holding an umbrella and then she goes down the stairs, but she trips and then the umbrella lands pointy side up and she falls on it. But that could be something else.
No, that's Charlotte, I think. Yeah, that's Charlotte.
Regardless, I have not seen either. My normal anime preferences consist of anything that's like Gurren Lagann, Samurai Champloo, or wholesome.
Yeah.
Wholesome little romance things.
Higurashi is like, how about you deal with a time looping situation where everything just gets worse and worse? And you have to watch your
time loop.
You also have to watch your friends horrifically die in horrendous ways.
Fun.
Yeah, very fun. Totally not horrifying.
It does remind me, each time time loops get brought up, of, what is it?
In the horror genre?
No, it's, what is it called? It's the arc where... I forget. When you guys were playing that visual novel, I was in the chat and I was talking about it.
Was it Fate Stay or...
No, it was...
Oh, Haruhi Suzumiya?
Yeah, what is it called? It's the 8... What is the repeating day arc? Haruhi Suzumi. Oh, the Endless 8. That's what it was called.
Yeah, but... Oh, man. But yeah, Ryukishi 07 is probably really good for horror. He just has a nasty habit of milking stuff he's made years ago. And... he is working on the new Silent Hill game, and if it's done by Ryukishi 07 and you love his work, he does really good with that type of horror. Because I think I mentioned earlier what it's like it holds. Like, really disturbing stuff. And what's even... and what probably is the cherry on top, it takes place in 1960s Japan. So that means get ready for a lot of taboo stuff. Because I think... because it's 20 years post-World War II.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for American occupation.
And sexism.
Well,
and all
were they
that.
still occupying? I'm not sure if they were still occupying by that time. Or after Hiroshima, it's like, oh, yeah, no. Everyone just has to cater to the American soldiers who stayed. Don't want to see the sun for the third time.
Don't want to see the sun for the third time. Yeah, oh man, it's so fucked up. But yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 hours and I don't want to be stuck with this game any longer than I need to. Alright. I'm gonna hit it. For those that are new, I really appreciate you subscribed if you are new and like the stream if you enjoyed it. And for those watching after the stream, I really appreciate you subscribed if you are new and like the stream if you enjoyed it. 750 subs, and I played through DMC2 again on Lucia. Yada, yada, yada. And that's pretty much it.